Magnus Aevum. My name is Andrew, and I'm going to be the DM for tonight. I still have a lovely bunch of coconuts. No, I'm kidding. It's this group
He's
here.
right, we're not lovely.
Yeah, they're coconuts, though, sometimes.
Nuts, anyway.
Well, at least the nuts part, right?
I got hit with a coconut.
You got hit with a coconut?
Yeah, right.
No, I don't recommend doing that again.
Explains a lot, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I thought you did.
No, I mean, there's so many other reasons I don't know. Alrighty, so just as a quick recap, general idea of what's going on. We have had our episode 1, and in that session, we started out by having 4 of our individuals. Raise your hands for the cameras, say hi.
Hello, that's me.
They all happen to merrily find themselves into a bit of a pickle. Well, someone else's pickle. It was a mystery pickle, and nobody decided to get involved too long. So far.
None of us trust each other, it's great.
We have Adrid, who is our lizard person. Adrid came looking for knowledge at the local academy.
Checks out.
Went to go speak to the professor, who has changed the name. Not this time, thankfully, but did last time.
No, I'll keep it with this one.
Every session changes the name.
That's
your thing.
Yeah, it helps out. Oh man, if you changed it every session. At that point, you'd be like, alright, fine, whatever.
This bitch.
So we have Professor Gwen, who deals in historical arcanum. Meaning she basically looks into the old histories of magic in the land. And probably a few other things, but that's just what she chose, so she's stuck with it now. Then we kind of had a little sideshow of sorts that was being set up for what was going to be a demonstration by a research group for what looks to be a hover platform, new magitech in the world, which drew the attention of Dominus, our ironclad explorer? Question mark?
Steel person.
You are
All rights
2
reserved.
seconds from now.
I am
I'm pretty sure it's probably
copyright.
Steelman probably is 2.
Yeah.
DC
Man
went,
of Steel.
that was ours.
That's why I said steel person, damn it.
You can't even say man is steel. You just get in trouble that way, too.
Steel SMR. Oh, yeah.
F.E. mail.
Wait a second.
There we go.
That was
There we
good.
go. And ultimately, just before Dominus got introduced, our lizard person, Adrit, ran into a Lamel. Lamel was actually seeking one of the other professors when he managed to find the lizard person curiously walking in and out of an academy, which they decided to walk in and out of the academy together. A couple of times, actually.
Yeah.
The 4 of them eventually came together, sort of, at a cafe in the square, and found out they all had interests in a missing professor, Adriana, who is a professor of applied science and engineering, working with an Aldrin, who was the person putting on the demonstration. Well, setting up for it anyway. The 4 of them found their way back into the academy, only to discover that Adriana is not just an unknown location, but outright missing and perhaps kidnapped. Found out that some watchers seemed to be investigating, and they turned out not to be watchers. Took a little bit of experimentation with a mechanical cat and observation that, well, one of the other professors' offices was being looked into. Didn't catch the name of that professor, but they did catch a couple of the fake watchers. One got away, unfortunately. That's okay. Still managed to catch a few. Managed to keep the evidence, since they're not officially investigators, right? And we start open up with 2 people captured on one side, and there was a third. Third got away.
Third got away. 1 and 2 we captured. 3 got away. My bird shit on one of them.
That is true.
And I saved him from dying because he definitely fell off that roof and died. And I said, nope.
And then they punted your bird as a response.
No, that was a different guy.
It was, but it still happened.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to pick up with tonight's game is 2 people captured, a box of rifled through materials in this unknown professor's office, and take it away.
Well, I guess we walk up to Mr. Mr. Birdshit Man. How are we doing? How are you?
I would like a bath.
I don't think that'll be provided to you.
Fine. Water?
You'll get a bath.
I don't know
when
that I
you
had
are
that
in
spell
jail.
either.
Oh, I have a
Who the
better
fuck
idea.
are you, a cop?
No, but you were impersonating this.
I don't have
No,
that spell.
badge is quite real.
Sure. Doesn't seem like it to me.
Right by the office. Promise it's real.
Real and stolen can be the same thing.
Never know. Perhaps it's actually mine, and you're just making assumptions.
I would never make an assumption. When you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and Umption. And Umption's a bad motherfucker. Remember that.
Assumption or not, I have a place where I think we could leave these lovely gentlemen to think about their actions.
Look, I was just doing what I was paid for. Leave me alone. Just a little up.
Care
I'd like to-
elaborate?
I'd like to take them back to the Coliseum.
No. Hell no. Absolutely no.
We've got some back rooms where we could have a nice, pleasant chat.
Nice.
If you cooperate, things will be made peaceful.
If not, well,
You'll shoot me again. You're fucking crazy.
no, I may do worse.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
Have you ever tried boxing a tiger?
All this for 5 gold. Waste of time. You're all fucking crazy.
Man, I ain't gay, but 5 gold is 5 gold.
You're all crazy. Look, if you just let me go, I can make it worth it.
No. Let's take a look at this evidence. What we have these ones here.
You want to take them back to the professor's room? They were just ransacking.
Sure. But we had this box of evidence at least.
Just, I assume not here. It's high on this. Where we left it.
Oh, you took
Yeah.
it in there?
The one that had the chat and the devices and stuff is in
Yeah, we wouldn't have taken that with
Gwen's
us on
office.
our
The other one is
chase.
still in the other
Why
professor's.
don't we just go to your office then?
It's
It's
here.
not like anyone will necessarily bust into your office. would they?
He did.
Hello.
You were so trustworthy, though. How could you do such a thing?
I made my presence known.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
Boom!
If you will come with us and not make such a scene.
I mean, if you're going to keep waving a gun at me, I'm going to go anywhere you want to. I'm already shot in the leg anyway.
Ah, perfect. I like this one.
I hope so. That way I don't get shot or put by the tiger.
I love this guy. I'm gonna help him up and basically be all buddy, whatever.
Good, because you can't fully walk.
Have we tied up these guys' hands?
No,
No.
we haven't done shit.
I'm not gonna do it with the guy who's got a bullet in his leg. He's fine.
No, I'm
And
talking
his
the other
shoulder.
Well, I'm not touching him.
Well,
May
I'm
as
pretty
well
sure I
push
also
the
took
two
the
more.
shit out of him.
There's that too.
I'll grab the the
Grab
back.
him by his scruff.
Yeah, grab the back of the clothing of the I guess
The one that's covered in bird
the
shit.
bird shit one. Good thing there's a gauntlet on here. You can wash that off.
So, just a general exposition of the individuals. The one that has been shot, as you have now a close enough look of it, is not human. They are actually halfling of sorts. Halfling being half elf, half human, but they're shorter than normal. Not halfling race, in case that matters. There's,
So it's an elf.
it's an elfling, sure. I thought halfling was a good description for half breed, but that's not the fair word. The ears are relatively human-esque. The only giveaway and tell to that is the sharpening towards the very top. Otherwise, it's still very much rounded. Eyes actually appear very human, less of that almondy nature and shape that elves are just notorious for. Hair is a ragweed mess that drops just below the ears, doing a good job of covering it up. But it's watch her cut had it not been mussed by the shit kicking. In addition, it seems this individual doesn't have any of the tattoos that we've witnessed before. Meanwhile, others, different story. The gruffer of the two actually has a shortcut crew cut. It's a relatively burly, sand-skinned individual, human. He's got a couple of tattoos that are noticed once you grab a hold of his scruff, which I will need you to make a history check for me.
I assume I can't, even though I am a history teacher.
Yeah, it's not that kind of
That's
history.
what I thought. Just double checking.
She's gonna be a minute before I can get my turn.
That's
Did you
fine.
have your character pulled up?
No.
That's fine. That's fine.
How dare you?
You said history, right?
Mm-hmm.
History, please.
That will be a 19. Starting off strong, I can.
All right. He's already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happened last time too. It
Roll.
happened last time too, and
Yeah, we all rolled fucking garbage.
Yeah, it was awful.
Like the first 5 minutes, spot on.
Everything after that.
else.
It's so bad.
so I'm assuming by proximity because you're grabbing the individual by the collar, and you are standing next to the other one. They're in close proximity at the moment. For the two of you to see, it would be a little more rough, but the description still applies. It is a bull, the full shape of a bull, but it has metal plates on it and a small gout of flame coming out of its nose. Beyond that, the tattoo is stenciled in instead of fully filled. In your case, because you have the history check, it is connected to the Gorilla family. I think that's the right. No promises. There should be lots of promises. But there's not. In case you need any assistance on that one. I don't need to make that sound.
No, do is allowed.
No, okay.
DM's share.
Okay. Perfectly fine. All right,
Not in the player shares, but in the DM's share, you can do.
Yeah,
You have
that's
to make other noises.
Yeah.
There you go. That technically works.
Sure. Why not? Works out for me. The other couple of tattoos that are on the individual seem to be less of an icon and more of a personal choice, as a couple of them represent, well, they are some snakes that might represent something that lead down his back of his shoulders. And you can kind of see that from pulling his scruff, but if you look at the snakes in detail, they're a little odd in the fact that they have very human-like qualities, but they don't have any arms or legs or limbs. It's still a snake. I would like Adrit to me a favor and also make a history check.
But not the history teacher.
No magic. You
It
teach
never
us-
goes in.
Yeah, I
Just because of the way you roll.
19.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah, you teach history.
I'll
You
say
don't
Salvos and you'll
No,
understand.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, because if not, I'll find a different way to say that.
No, I understand.
Does he happen to
I rolled
have
him.
That's
a
fair.
tattoo of a very colorful and cutesy looking little unicorny style pony? No, he's not a bro. Okay. Just checking.
Not one.
I'm not saying they're not, I'm just saying. This guy might have been one. Just check.
So,
It's not a risk
where are
we're
you
willing
going
to take.
Where are you
I
going to
will
risk
say-
dragging these guys back to?
Before they all start heading off, I want to head up to my office on my own, so it doesn't look like I'm being followed by these two fuckers and their
I would,
prisoners into my office.
I would also like to add, I did just cause quite the scene. There may be actual watchers in the building now, and if they see us carrying around watchers, they may suspect foul play.
Then they might
Them in.
watch us.
Which is why I'm
But
running
then
away
we
by
don't get
myself.
information towards finding our lost teacher.
Fair enough.
I say we
Going
go back
to
to
her
the
office.
And then you can grab the evidence.
I'm already in my office.
Okay. Well, I figured we would discuss this before you leave.
Oh,
I mean,
so I think you changed it.
that's up to.
Yeah, if you just want to walk off.
I'm walking off.
Meet us at the Coliseum. Alright then, bye.
Did I hear split the party? I heard split the
Yeah.
party for 500.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are we not going to the office?
Daily double. So
I mean,
you're now
I'll
two
still
parties.
stop by the office and get the box.
Oh, so you're gonna go by the other professor's office?
No, her office.
We have evidence in my
There's
office.
both.
Oh.
There's an evidence
I'll
box
take a
and
peek and see if it's obtainable on my way.
It's a file folder box.
I didn't know if it was still guarded or if it was...
No,
Then
three
yeah.
guys.
The three guys ran.
Yeah, then I'll go fuck people.
Okay, so then as you walk out of the office, who you did not find out which professor it belongs to, a lady that has ashen hair drops like in a wave, in a partial curl at the end, just below the shoulders, looks a little frazzled. She's in a pretty standard instructor's outfit that you may put on if you ever cared. You don't have to.
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Teaches in her pajamas.
It is kind of parody of the military coat with the red under, and the pants are clean slacks just like the watchers would normally have. Pretty much all the military wears the same clean slacks. It's this
So
granite gray.
she's clearly not a teacher?
He is a teacher.
Oh.
And it has a simple little name badge on there. It says Lucretia.
I assume her office? Based on I work at the school?
I mean, you don't necessarily know all of faculty,
Well, I read the sign on the fucking door.
but you didn't.
I did just now.
Okay, yes, it matches. Why does my office look like a mess? And what are you doing with? Is that my stuff? And she looks in the box.
Well, you see what had happened was.
You fucking remember what the hell I had in my shit.
Poof, smoke runs around.
And dead.
Pocket sand.
Don't be ridiculous.
Do I not-
Acid spray.
By the way, I need you to look at this color.
Oh my god.
Please look right in the lens. What is that for?
Don't worry about it.
Flashbang.
Projected daylight.
Oh, I didn't write this shit down. Dummy.
You're just gonna cast a
Gary.
spell at her right
Maybe.
now while holding two
I'm trying to
boxes?
figure out the.
She just
delay.
wiggles two fingers.
It's
away from
like
the
a
light.
big-
10-second delay?
Yeah,
As a verbal fucking command of the spell.
Right, I just double
Right.
checking.
Waiting for it.
I came here to grab something for the nice officer. I mean, technically, I'm not lying.
yeah, but you're not being honest.
What officer? The ones you determined were fake?
Yeah. She don't know that.
Which is deception.
13.
Okay, so she starts rifling in the box. I'm like, what do they possibly need personal letters for?
Genuinely don't know. I'm just doing what I'm told.
I'm coming with you. There is no way that they're just taking personal things here and leaving one of the faculty to it. Where are these people at? I'm going to talk to somebody, that's for sure.
I mean, you can bring it up with the dean. He's the one who led the investigation.
Deception again.
16.
I tell you, this school does not operate like it used to at all.
It's gone downhill recently. I mean, it's a job, so what are you really gonna do?
Close enough to retirement. Jeremiah's pissed. She goes and starts looking in her office.
Just doesn't.
She keeps the papers in her hand
That's
that she rifled through.
That's fine. I don't need her personal letters, I would imagine, so we'll find out. Well, I could have left the box altogether, so I'm gonna bounce.
As you get about halfway down the hallway, they broke my window!
Steps a little faster.
Fucking kids!
As you get to the end of that hall, there is some watchers standing there. most of the kids have filed out of the atrium altogether, or they filed into other
Yeah, 'cause,
locations.
the fire alarm.
And the guns.
Yeah, I guess that would also do
Like
it.
the guns probably did more.
Well,
but
then
fire
they were
didn't
running before.
Yeah, fire didn't help, which got some people, and the guns made it worse.
Fucking chaos.
So as you're walking out, ma'am, all the faculty's already been pulled out of the building. What are you doing here?
Trying to leave.
Was it so important that you unpack your office?
It's my
Staring,
last
like, at the
day.
box.
Like I didn't have a choice. When they fire you, you just kind of have to go.
Like, seriously.
This man don't fucking know me.
Alright. So you decide to clean out your office while the fire was supposedly going on. Which,
I
mind
heard
you,
no alarm. We have very shitty security at this school.
and you were okay with gunshots.
In this day and age, I mean, you get used to it after a while. I live in a rough neighborhood.
20 for 20.
Please roll deception.
23. I live in the roughest goddamn neighborhood.
Alright.
You don't know how I grew up.
If
You don't know my life.
You don't know me!
Since we've already spoke to everybody in the atrium, and you seem to have been in one of the offices, do me a favor and lead me to your former office of employee.
Right. I want to use any and all knowledge I have in the school. Is there anyone who was fired recently? Any empty offices?
Let's say... Let's make an intelligence check. Just for memory purposes.
13.
Yes, but to get to their office, you're going to have to creatively come up with a way to do one of two options. If you imagine you're in a hallway,
Mm-hmm.
you know the offices are in the hallways, as I described last time.
Yes, yes.
Classrooms are on the far end, atrium is on the other. It is on one of the other spokes on the same side. So you would either have to go all the way down to the classrooms, up and back into a
Oh,
hallway.
because I took some weird path to get here. I have to bullshit my way to how I got here.
Your office is on the other side of the atrium altogether, so that's up to you. If you're going to go to someone that was fired, if they were, yeah, you'll have to go up there.
I mean, I really don't see why this is necessary. Rubbing it in my face isn't going to help my situation.
But it does confirm whether you were lying.
Why would I lie about being fired? That's not something you joke about. It's a real hardship for me. I have to go find more work now. You know how hard it is to get a fucking job nowadays? Especially being a woman.
Out of
And I burst
curiosity,
into tears.
Roll performance. And out of curiosity, are you actually in any of your school attire?
Yeah, I'm probably still in my, like, teacher outfit, because we came from, I wouldn't have changed. Oh, you said performance?
It's definitely.
So that one?
6?
No.
It's a real fucking ugly cry.
It's like Amber Heard on trial. It's just, you know.
It's so hard!
Stepped on a bee.
Well,
My dog ate a bee.
since you've had such a hard time, looks at your name badge. Gwen. We won't go to your office. He reaches into the box, pulls out. Why do you have... shows you paperwork that has Lucretia's name on it.
Double down. Double
You're
down.
reaching into my box, bitch!
I'm gonna look him dead in the eyes, caress his face, and say, I suggest you stop looking through my shit, and press the mission on him.
Alright,
This
so
can only
one of
go
our party
uphill
members
from
is gonna
here,
get
yes.
arrested.
Please roll initiative.
That's a 12.
So, we're starting our first Navy fight of the game.
I
Who's
didn't
ready
have
to
a-
see what happens
I didn't
here?
have a chance to sort my shit out, alright?
That's fine.
Bye, you
So you have a what?
I'm 12.
A 12? Okay, so go ahead and continue your action.
I would like to split the party. Double jeopardy, please.
What's your wager?
200.
That's a lot of gold, but alright, accepted.
I'm gonna continue to cast suggestion on him. The thing I was doing.
Okay. Just so you were aware, it is obvious.
Verbal and mechanic.
Which is why he is aware that you're casting something at
Probably,
him.
it's fine. Fair enough.
Okay.
And then his fingers glow just across. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of it, she went to touch him when he was already skeptical. So yeah, no, not in magic schools, not
I'm
happening.
imagining.
It's a wisdom DC 13.
She's
Okay.
like, I suggest you stop touching my shit. He's like, bitch.
Touches more of it.
Okay. His response to that is to take 2 steps back. He puts his hand on the stun baton, does not pull it.
Well, that's not very
Drop the box. He's as his initiative is not command, it's intimidation.
I'm just gonna put the box down regardless.
Okay. I like that.
Should have been like it's attached.
I don't want him to shoot me with his baton.
With his melee weapon.
Yes.
Don't want to be shot with it.
I don't like getting shot with melee weapons.
So
It hurts real bad.
Guess that intimidation just works.
Works.
Or are you just gonna let it work? Okay. Do you have any intentions of being more aggressive? We can drop initiative.
No.
Alright, so then it's your turn.
I think Burning Hands is a great option.
I don't have that spell.
That sounds like a you issue.
Then learn it.
I mean, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. It is definitely a me issue.
Magic.
Just
knowledge
manifest
versus-
it.
How is she a magic professor with 2 spells?
'Cause I'm a fucking level 3, bro. Also, I'm out of my level 3 spells already. So.
Right, we haven't taken a lot.
We have taken.
You
I've
haven't
taken
even
a
taken
short
a short
rest.
rest.
I've taken
Oh,
nothing.
They,
Nothing
they
but
just
him.
came out of a chase, which was including expending resources.
Okay.
Like all the resources.
Like the only
Meanwhile,
resources.
we're ducking through alleyways, making our way to the fucking Coliseum.
The only resources
She's about to get arrested.
in which I have.
You guys gotta get out of the building too.
And just to clarify, the only box I currently have is the one from the office, not my office. Yes.
You only have Lucretia's box,
Okay,
yes.
that's
Well, the box from her office.
fine. Okay.
I hope that shit's worth it.
So, I now. I'm stupid.
Already started.
I have misty visions at will that I can do. It says without expending any component, so I don't know if that's an obvious thing or not. It specifically says without expending any components. So
Nature.
it's
Misty Visions let you cast Silent Image.
yes. I just didn't know whether or not it's something that's obvious that I'm casting, or if it's just a thing that happens. Because it's an at-will ability.
I mean, it's still the spell, but I would probably remove any material components.
Okay. That's what I was clarifying before I went.
It does
to
have verbal and semantic,
Okay, then I will.
so there's gestures and thoughts. Okay.
I will put the box down.
You could, since it is illusions, use sleight of hand to cast it, to hide that you cast it, if you want to go for it. It's a choice.
I'll put the box down.
And,
The box is so far down, you don't even
Oh, okay.
understand.
Puts it down, picks it back up, puts it back down.
I don't know. Jen gets caught in so many things about a box.
Don't fucking judge me, okay?
Sometimes you gotta like your box.
I very kindly walk away.
Which way?
Not the way I came. Sounds smarter to me.
So you're gonna walk towards the officer?
You're gonna walk towards the officer at the atrium,
Well, I mean-
and you're gonna walk towards the classroom, just back to the office.
Where, in terms of other people in existence, are there people that way or that way?
There are not people towards the classroom as far as you're aware.
We'll go that way. Away from where I came. I'm still leaving regardless of whether it's with the shit or not.
No, I don't have to take this.
So we're gonna assume Jen moves. Or Gwen's gonna move 30 feet, unless you're running.
No, I'm just gonna walk.
Okay.
Most confused officer ever. What the fuck's going on?
He's just gonna take a turn watching. He's gonna live up to his name. Like, what the?
Walk some more.
So,
Alright.
something might stick in the back to see if it succeeds.
I put it down.
And does a 21 see?
A little bit, yeah.
Please make a Constitution save.
That was not fucking necessary.
The
necessary.
officer definitely escalated the situation. I want his badge number.
That's a
Speak to his
6.
superior officer.
The 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get stunned and knocked prone. No damage. As
I burst into tears and I caused the biggest goddamn scene.
that's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be muffled anyway. We'll pull up people getting tased later. So, as the watcher comes up, he puts cuffs on you.
Cool.
Stand up, and he bodily picks you up.
Well, I still have a choice of standing up, but yeah.
You can put your legs under yourself, and you can make the your choice.
Just fucking fold it. Get carried down.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just starts walking you out the front.
Hey, you wanted to go out?
As you get to the atrium, he
Yes,
looks
yes,
at one of the
yes.
other watchers in there. You. Yeah. Collect the evidence box. I don't know what this one was doing, but they're in the area of investigation and no probable cause to do so.
As you're walking
Yeah,
down the
fine.
hallway, you see an untaken box.
This is going to be great.
Do you pick it up?
So you guys start moving out of the building.
Slowly get the
You have two options to get out realistically. You can go...
Well, I thought we were out on the street.
No, you're in between.
Oh, we're in between the.
Yeah, which are basically gardens in between.
Okay.
So you can go all the way to the end and then just go through a classroom and out a window if you really wanted to. Or you can just go theoretically down, and you already know where the info desk was from before. You would just have to take the long way back up through one of the other spokes and just go out that way. Which is how close do you want to be to the front of the building, and how much are you okay going on?
Do you want to watch me get taken out in cuffs, or no? Is what I'm hearing.
I'm good with watching you get taken out.
I'd rather not be seen, so whatever would be the most likely option is not being seen by anyone coming in the front. Because I did just cause a scene. That was me who did so.
Fair enough.
I am the one who yelled fire.
Fair enough.
So if you want, I will happily take these two and go on a lovely stroll around back.
No.
If
I'm coming.
okay.
And pull out some rope. Bind the shitbird's hands up behind his back.
Get out of name forever.
Or that's what I put on my notes is shipbird.
Okay.
Shipbird and
I
shot.
mean, I didn't give you a name, so it doesn't matter.
And then okay, let's go.
Even though I know he's not here at the moment, I would like both of you to make stealth checks. Please do it at disadvantage as you are technically hiding an individual.
Alright. This is gonna be great.
That is a 19 for me.
And I'm going to shotgun random bystanders that might see.
You know what? Not bad for disadvantage. 12.
Not bad.
And a +0. So.
I got a +4.
Okay. As you guys come out the backside, there are a couple people that are still out by the pool. Ironically, one of them is a certain dude that was helped before. Does notice, is really confused, and you look like you might be military, so he shuts his mouth and dives back in the pool. The other one that sees you is after you get out into the street side of things.
Stop! In the name of the law!
That's suspicious. I'm gonna walk away.
And now Josh is not in the campaign.
Nope.
Roll credits.
So, Logan,
We're
for
gonna
sake of
flip right, it's fine.
catching up, you guys have snuck out the backside. The gentleman that you helped to the pool, you did notice, saw Dominus, saw the Watchers, saw Dominus in an iron suit, and
Carrying a
went
dude on his shoulder.
carrying one of the Watchers and went military business and dove in the pool.
So, who?
Some dude.
You know the guy we directed to the pool with our bullshit instructions? He found the pool and decided to look the other way. My man.
So, am I next to the guy in the pool or no?
No, they're out on the street.
Yeah,
Okay.
And you see
There's
them
just
come out.
casually a pool
They
by
come
the
out the
street.
backside of the school. I mean, there's a back entrance, so it's not a big deal. The big deal is the fact that you see a man in very well. Describe yourselves.
So,
We'll go around and
I'm in long leather boots, about up to my knee, very short shorts,
Booty
cloth
shorts.
wraps down to about my forearm, and a very, very bright green cape carrying a trident, and on his hip, a fucking gun.
Honestly, not the weirdest thing that's happened today, so fuck it, let's go.
Full beard and a
Let's see what that's about.
brown head of hair.
I would like to follow them.
I will have you guys describe it to.
Alright. About 6'2", 6'3", you gather. You see what looks kind of like a human. Dark hair. Skin's a little bit kind of palish at first glance, but when you kind of look again, it almost looks like there's maybe a tan there, but it's hard to tell. You can't really catch his eyes because he's not really looking at you as he's carrying this dude on his shoulder, wearing what you could swear maybe was half-plate, but there's so much extra metal and shit coming off of this stuff, and weird like gear-like structures attached to it. And then there's this big-ass topaz that's like right up here. And then he's got this big shield on his other arm. And this dude, and he's just walking along. And then there's that guy.
Alright, so the largest one in terms of height, 6'5". He's this green-skinned, but more of a tan-ish underbelly color lizard man, right? He's wearing furs and feathers of various oranges, reds, and whites all together. He's got this large ceremonial-looking staff in his right hand.
We have a picture to help with that one.
Saw that on Discord.
She's not with us.
No.
No.
She's
I'm
just
getting
being taken out
arrested
the other
already.
way.
She has been
fine.
arrested.
It's
Alright, so they
fine,
come out the back of the
That
school.
didn't take long.
I see them and they walk where?
You see an elfling.
We're just walking into an alleyway to
And
hide
then
around back.
the two watchers I described before. Elfling basically walking uncomfortably arm in arm with the half
Sure it was.
We're all buddy. I got my arm over his shoulder and everything.
and a dude that just like at this point has given up in embarrassment.
So I either follow them, have a little more excitement in my day, or I continue on like nothing happened. Honestly, how things are going right now, let's have a little more excitement. I follow them.
Okay. So as you guys round out and about, you slowly make your way towards the Coliseum, using various duck-away roads you know. Since both of you are not from the city, you're going to have to rely on Lamel in this case. At the same time, Gwen is brought out to the atrium area and then brought into the main foyer in front of it. The dean of the college is actually there, trying to talk to some of the other watchers. And it doesn't take him long to stop them, turn and see that you're coming out in a inappropriate way for what he would expect. Release her! You got a mind. It's one of my professors and one of my finest. So, the individual was found in suspicion in a location in which the incident occurred. I don't care! Release them! Go about your job or I'll report you. The man begrudgingly takes the cuffs off. You hear in your ear, stay on the straight, or I'll find you.
Did it sound like that came from the dean or the guard?
That was the dean. Oh, the
Oh.
whisper?
Yeah.
The
I didn't
whisper
know if
came
it
from the
was-
Watcher.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like a
Sorry, my
like a
bad.
mind whisper.
Those voices are very similar, and I
Okay.
barely changed it.
No,
so.
no, you're good. Just clarify.
Yeah, the Watcher is the one that whispers to you. The dean
Mm-hmm.
just basically had the
Okay.
cups taken off of
Yeah.
you. The Watcher has relinquished the box to the other.
Mhm.
You see another Watcher come out with the box and set it down with a couple of things they have.
Oh, so he came out with the box?
The one that brought you out didn't.
Well,
another
no,
one
but
did.
someone else came out with the box. The box is in sight.
The box is in sight, along with 2 others.
Love to, being that is some of the things I teach.
Mm-hmm.
19.
So a few of these implements would be used to test magic flows. They're used to kind of discover how spirit ley lines ebb and flow. There's like fountains, if you will, like water would come up. The same kind of idea. These can gauge that, and that's all they're designed for. And it just has this thing on the side of it slapped with evidence, but it actually looks legit this time. And you can see inventory tags on all of it. With enough time, because you do not really have an issue about that, you can easily note that it has to do with a project that Adriana was working on. You talked to her a couple times. You just
Did
asked
we
a couple
change
questions.
her name?
I just kept forgetting the D.
Ariana.
I kept forgetting
Ariana
the D.
Grande.
Yeah, I kept forgetting the D at the beginning. I said it in the beginning and then I forgot
Okay,
halfway.
so it is Adriana.
Yeah.
A combination of Jason and Logan derailing me with the name.
No,
Never.
you're good.
Yeah.
I want to
That's
make
why I
sure.
got confused.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I wrote Ariana,
No.
but
No.
you're talking about someone else.
No, Areola. Get it right.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Gonna make this worse.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just change her name every
It's
time.
my
There you go.
fault. They just lead me astray. Well, maybe not Josh yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
That's a big yeah.
I
Okay.
am guilty of what?
All right, so
You don't have any history for that, so I'll leave you out.
So
of
some
that.
project,
That's why
yeah.
the hand will stop like this,
All right, there we go.
and it will focus mostly in this direction.
yeah, right here.
So, Adriana has been working on something. She occasionally consulted you for, specifically relating to how energy flow might respond to things. She was trying to build essentially what would be a tap. The device would essentially tap into a local fount and draw it in the same way you might draw water. The thing is this has never been attempted before, and you had to do a lot of theoretical work early on. This is months ago. The project, you have no idea who she worked with. You now do, because Lucretia's name's on it too, who was the mathematics person working with it from the looks of it. So the woman you met was her project partner. And those are components to the project.
Okay.
As that, Lucretia comes back out in a huff, looking right at the dean when she first comes out, makes eye contact with you briefly, and turns back to the dean. You've got to be kidding me. They ransacked my office. And she sees the parts and they took my projects? And she's like now down on the ground rifling through things to see what's been damaged, taking inventory. She's on the verge of real tears.
Mine were real.
I think you just got saved. She just bought all of your story with that.
Mine were real too. They just meant nothing.
Crocodiles. Gosh.
Can I head back in towards my office or?
Good if you want to.
Sounds great.
Go back to your office.
Cool. My office. Oh hi.
And muzzles up against you.
I pet the robot kitty. I have a robot kitty now. I'm gonna grab the other box.
Occasionally you hear thud. Cat runs.
Oh. Snore's like,
You guys only turned on its auditory senses.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Didn't have the rest of the parts with you.
I have his audio senses on, you say? Alright, I'm gonna quickly set up a little, like, string on the outsides of the wall just a little bit before so that he can kind of, like, run into the string a little bit and kind of tell he's about to hit a wall, so he's just stringing on a wall just to help him feel a little bit better about himself. Then this time I'm gonna be smart. Last time I was
That's not par for the course.
Before I leave my office, I step into my office as the human red-haired girl, and I step out of the office looking like one of the watchers.
Okay. Which thing?
Just Superman this into the phone booth.
And I will leave with the box, looking like a watcher.
The one that you guys collected from before?
That sounds lovely, yes.
Okay. So you go back to the foyer with it to give it to the watchers, or what?
No, I'm just gonna fucking leave with it, but now if I get caught, at least I can better explain myself.
I'm a watcher. Yes.
There's so many people walking around in watcher uniforms. You think over, well, pretty much everybody that's probably on right now is probably at this academy, unless they're absolutely necessary in another scene. Which means nobody IDs anybody because there's a couple hundred watchers around campus at this point. The population of this town, by the way, is like almost 100,000 people, so 5,000 odd watchers is probably not surprising. They borrow military when needed.
Bigger than Kyber.
Yeah. Different campaign.
I know.
I'm gonna do me a leave towards the Coliseum.
Okay.
And then at some point on the journey, I will go behind a wall and come back from the wall looking back as me.
Sure.
When it seems relevant to no longer be a watcher.
Simple illusions. Okay. As you guys arrive at the Coliseum, albeit in a slightly different step, but nonetheless, to make things simplistic, when you arrive, the Coliseum isn't like the Coliseum in Rome. It's not the same kind of thing. Instead, what
The
it is...
Coliseum's a disappointment.
That's like an underground fighting.
No, actually,
It's like Fight Club,
No.
except we like to talk about it.
it's actually just a bakery called the Coliseum.
I mean, that would be pretty cool,
We
too.
only sell bagels.
Because it always has to be round.
Yep.
So that means donuts are allowed.
And,
No. Too sweet.
buns. Just buns.
That's what a bagel is.
No. Bagel has all.
Anyway, we will come away from this. No, we're just going to walk away. Simpler. As you approach the Coliseum is two brick mortar archways. They're just large enough to look like an old stone fort, because that's what the Coliseum is. Before the city was built out, it was a fort on the frontier of what is now the full city, which is why it is not in the center of the city. It's got defensible walls, barely 2 stories high, but it's more of a walking second story than anything. And it lowers into now what is essentially a hexagon. The hexagon itself has 2 stages to it. Right now, there's a wooden platform that hides the second stage. You're familiar with the other one. You decide to do aquatic battles. That stage will move out after they fill the bottom chamber, which they will do in a couple months. It's expensive. Essentially, it's a giant ring with enough of an auditorium underneath the overhang. So if you were to think about the idea that's coming around with walls, what would probably have been, barrack stations, a center quarter for practice and muster as needed, an officer's side, stuff like that. Instead, the officer pieces on the front sides have been kept, and it's where the sponsors will meet with anybody that you need to. And they have in the subfloor, which is that underneath the wood floor. On the other side of the water wall, which is thick stone, would be the officers continuing, and they go partially around the hexagon on the inside. All the gladiators and stuff are dormed on the other part of the rink, and they would come down from the barracks side normally. When an actual battle happens, they're only coming up from one side of the hexagon. So if we're thinking it's here and here, they come up on this side in opposition and then field out to where they need to. Nobody comes up on this side because if they did, there's no support. That and the sponsors are really pissed off. There are skyboxes. They're the archer towers at each of the main points of the hexagon. People with enough money, betting money, and or influenced to buy such a box will sit up there to watch the games. Past that, there is a secondary subfloor. I don't know if you're taking them there or not. I assume because it's probably where you reside. A lot of the free men essentially will reside in the actual basement floor, which nobody charges you rent, as long as you're willing to not make a mess and cause problems. Who cares? It's up to you.
Yeah.
As you approach, there are guards all the time at the Coliseum. The reason they're guards that are on the payroll of the sponsors is to keep people from looking around, getting hurt, and or picking up stuff that might hurt someone else and walking away with it. You know, weapons growing legs and absconding themselves. So in this case, as you arrive, where do you go?
Just right to the front door.
Okay. I'm not going to question you. You've been here so many times. They do question him, though. As you go to come in, one of the guys stops you briefly. Here for business, pleasure, or sport?
Sport, he's with me. New prospect.
You're serious. You're bringing one of the lizard people here.
I am.
You know the last time they were here, they called down a tidal wave.
This one's particularly smart. He won't cause problems.
I have no such tidal wave capabilities.
See how smart he is? He denied everything.
Are you sponsoring him, or are you just taking responsibility?
Just taking responsibility.
Do you have a sponsor lined up to support him?
Not yet, no. Gotta have the sponsors see him first.
He hands you one of the brass rings. It's basically a mark so that way everybody that's in the place will know that this person might be dangerous. They'll remove it later. It's not a prison bangle or anything like that. But make sure you wear that the whole time. And they key it so it's to your name.
Okay.
Lamel, I am unsure that claiming this is for sport is the wisest decision.
It's okay. It is a sport to me. And I slide the ring on his finger.
Okay.
In my culture, we are now wed.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for it. It's going to happen to somebody. All right. So, as you guys make your way in, where do you go?
I don't know.
I'm just following
We're going
along.
to be heading down to the subfloor.
Got a place for this.
They don't bat an eye, by the way, at the Watchers. They should be suspicious to you.
Do I see any of the arena staff on hand as I'm making my way down?
It's going to be, local fighters, a couple of general staff, some of the sponsor support staff, a couple of the special staff, but they're wearing the same kind of ring as that one.
I have many of the regular fighters. I'm gonna go ahead and say one. Could you please go tell Nina I need the welcome package into the guest room?
One of those kind of days.
It's gonna be a fun one.
With pleasure.
Oh, thank you so
This
much.
gristly man that's got like 4 scars on his face. They're in various patterns, mostly from glancing, slightly gaffed weapons instead of like sharp blades have caught him. He's bald, probably a smart choice given his chosen profession. He's got raw-looking knuckles, clearly has probably hit some metal or stone at least a few million times in his life. Generally, looks like a rough customer, just like Lamel, doesn't believe in shirts. He's wearing a simple set of trousers that are cut short just below the knee, and his shoes are lace sandals. He carries only one weapon on him, a wicked-looking little curved knife. He walks away. Eventually. A couple of the guards see a professor walking up.
I do want to say before I walk up,
Okay.
Professor, like,
Right.
around another corner, and this time, really, really tall, attractive, big titty blonde elf. That's what we're going in as.
All right, so we're bringing in that. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Gotta have the blonde bimbo somewhere, right?
Gotta have a B2B, I guess. All right, and how does the new Gwen appear to the guards then? Besides looks, I would like them here too, just for fun, and definitely them.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
What does
I think he
it
asked
look
you
like?
what you're wearing.
What is it?
Like, what is your appearance now? Besides blonde and big boobs
So, I mean,
Blonde and musty.
that's
and elf-like.
Yeah,
She's got the nice little crop top on, you know.
Yeah, it's a very revealing, like a tavern dress.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Very revealing. Pretty common, tavern dress. Nothing like crazy high end or nothing. Big titty blonde, very very long, straight blonde hair.
Why did you sit down like that, Zach? Damn!
He heard big titty pony.
That's
How she is
dumpy!
I don't know what else you want me to describe.
Okay. That's fine.
She's got huge
Tracks of land.
Good movie references, yay.
I'm gonna do my cute little ditzy walk up to the guards at the entrance.
Leaning into the stereotype, got it.
Yeah, 1000% I am.
As bad as it can get. Let's go.
I assume they're greeting me at some point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, what were you saying?
I love it. I'm here for Lamel.
nice.
Try not to be a bimbo.
Who are you again?
challenge.
Sorry?
Difficulty.
My name's Sarah. I'm here for Lamel. We have like a 2 o'clock meeting. I'm sure it's well past 2 o'clock.
Right. Lamel, 2 o'clock. What's your 3 o'clock like?
We'll have to see how the day goes.
Great, because it's 3 o'clock.
Alright, well, I'm a little late.
So afters.
Well, we'll see.
Fair enough. I'll go get him. Go get him. Eventually, one of the guards comes down. No, you gotta see this.
I gotta see what?
I am 100% certain you didn't order this, but somebody got you a present.
For me, really?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
100%.
let's go.
You gotta see this, you gotta see this.
It is your name day, Lamel?
Yes.
Much congratulations.
Insight check.
Go for it.
You want me to roll deception against that?
Deception or persuasion, depending on if you want to
Is
lie.
it actually your birthday, sir?
Or how about a performance check?
I'm good with that too. Up to the gates. The one guy. So, there's this place. It's got what serves the best kinds of beer. And quite frankly, it has peppermint, cherry, fig. I think they've got pomegranate schnapps. It's amazing.
Don't forget the pineapple.
I'm not too sure what that is.
Is
Maybe they got some
pineapple
pineapple.
not invented yet?
They have this new thing. It's like called a pineapple. I mean, the pine trees just seem to have cones on them. I didn't know they had apples, but maybe it's a crab apple. I don't know.
Crabs.
This man is totally not paying attention to his job at all.
As should, yeah.
And there's probably a few people that have gotten in.
Boobies!
Oh, the power of tits.
Use what you got, boys.
But you don't for a while, and I'm gonna get real close to you and go. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report, huh? That's what I thought. Who's this?
This
oh,
is
Mel,
Sarah.
hi, hello, how are you? I give you a big fucking hug, titties pushed
Oh,
almost into your face.
Windbags, it's good to see you. Care to tell me why you're here?
I knew you'd be excited to see me. I brought something
Oh,
for
I'm standing at attention.
No.
How about we take this somewhere?
I think right here's fine. Oh, what are you doing here?
I brought you a fucking present. You're not listening.
I don't know who you are.
I know. I'm carrying a fucking file box and I look as hot as hell. That's all that matters.
Like this.
No, the only way
The
I would see
only
the
way
box
you
is
notice.
right
Is it the
here.
blocking? Yeah.
Yeah. But can you move that out of the way? I
You're
see
blocking
every
the
one of them
view.
doing that.
Don't worry, ma'am. I will take the box. Don't worry.
But you know what?
Oh, thanks, kind stranger.
No problem.
I'm
run
not
away.
going to turn down a present. Let's go inside. My bad. You know how forgetful I am.
You've had enough drinks to know better. Hey, you paid last round. How do you forget where you're going?
I think it's all the drinking.
Should we make it
There you go, kids.
into your
Consequences.
office?
Hold on. I gotta refill my drink.
Into any room that's not the middle of this goddamn cathedral where we can be a little more private.
It would be the very first room with a door.
Alright,
Is where I would take
we
it.
go to the very first room with the door. Are we
Mm,
the only people in this room?
I don't know, are we?
you wanna be.
Sure.
I'd love to be the only two people in this room.
Whoa.
The other guard wouldn't have gone with him because he wouldn't have left his post twice.
Alright.
Besides, they have appointments.
Good point. Alright, so I'll start with this, and I'll pull out a blindfold from the box that I, of course, had to put there.
Ooh, this is
No.
looking
Sure.
like a hell of a present.
I see. Also, as you are touched, please make a wisdom saving throw for me.
22.
Okay. Carry on.
And then I go back into my normal voice that Kurt Glenn use. Alright, can we get back to fucking business here? And I rip the blindfold off of you.
Sucks when
Do
you
I
have
notice that
days.
your tits shrink significantly?
It's just, she's not as mountainous, but I mean, they're still there, yeah? I'm sure you noticed.
There's a certain conservatism to it, I bet, though, compared to what it was.
Oh yeah, probably. For sure.
Can you go back the other way?
What the fuck happened to the elf? I know I didn't hear that door open and close.
Do you want the box or not?
I noticed the box.
Okay.
Oh, alright, let's go downstairs. I'm very slowly, somberly.
Fucking disappointedly. So goddamn pissed.
So as you all meet up, Gwen, you see a new individual.
Hello, new individual.
Carry on. Do what you will.
I see you found more friends.
I have a new friend. How the fuck did I meet you?
Someone found his way in
What are
here,
you
and it
guys
sure
talking
wasn't
about? I've
just
been with
me.
you since the school.
You guys know him?
I have no idea who this is.
Who are
What are you guys talking about?
I pull out my gun. Who are you?
Well, you see.
Yeah, sure, I fucking... Yeah, I met you on a whim. Alright.
We know all
Would
of
you
each
have
other
shot
for,
me
for
too,
what,
ma'am?
5 fucking
Listen,
minutes?
Basically.
If you were to ask.
Let's be honest here. You're friends with the Tin Man. You're friends with the giant lizard. Why is being friends with a human just that out of the ordinary?
I didn't say it was out of the ordinary. Who says they're my friends?
Listen, I know I'm making leaps here, but like, you can help a brother out when he's trying to persuade you.
So I assume you's a human?
Yes.
That's all I know.
Anyway, so I saw you guys carrying a couple people. Wasn't really having a good day. Figured this could spice it up. So I've just been following you for a little bit.
That's the best excuse I've heard all day.
Yeah, I want to say he probably walked in
Honest-
while I was distracting
honest.
the guard.
I followed them in.
Oh,
They just didn't pay attention to him.
Honest.
I love it.
Literally the least attractive one. Not the least
Did
attractive.
you just
Fucking least
say?
attractive.
Did you just say you saw us? How long ago?
At least 30 minutes to an hour.
That's up to
And
the
he
university.
didn't turn us in.
He said he
I
wanted to
mean,
make
we
his
all
day
have
interesting.
things we're not proud of. Like, I get it.
Well, I for one am proud of what I'm doing.
A stranger
I don't
is a
know
friend
whether
you
that-
just haven't met.
I don't
Nice
know
to meet you.
whether
Nice to meet you.
I
that
am
makes me
Patrick.
trust him
Richard.
more.
Nice
or
to meet you.
less.
Well, quite frankly, I'm not sure if I trust you, so it doesn't
Fair enough.
do
I start-
anything
Trust
for me.
each other.
I start going through the box.
I kind of got that message. You guys were his friends.
Oh yeah. By the way, I set that guy down like long ago. When we came in the
His
room.
shoulders just getting
should
curved.
assume, but you
No,
know,
I was doing presses with him.
You don't trust me?
meanwhile the armor's doing all the work.
Yep.
I'm just working out the armor. You know.
Yeah. Gotta test the joints.
Didn't know it's all organic.
But I'm Richard. And you are? Fair enough.
I will touch you. My name is Lamel.
Nice to meet you, Lamel.
Gwen.
So what are we doing here? What's the ragtag bunch of people? How are you going to entertain
They
me?
shot me. That's what I'm doing here.
This one is.
I
an
saw that.
imposter.
No, not they. I shot him twice.
And you're proud of it, and you won't just let me go home.
No, I gotta wait for Nina. I imagine the room we're in is it's underneath the Coliseum, so to have a little bit of privacy, I imagine it's just pallets and just layouts of wood, kind of concealing this really shitty torture shack.
That you're not home, so feel free to describe it.
All right. Think of us in a very poorly lit shack, basically, where it's stacked pallets and wooden boards poorly nailed together underneath this very wet, damp Coliseum stone floor, where the only light source we have is a shitty oil lamp up top, alongside two cots, one of which is missing half of its fabric to have someone play.
Well, if I may, and I indicate the box that you're about to search through, I would like to look to.
By the time all this is going on, I imagine Nina probably stops by with our welcome package.
I figured I'd just explain a little what's in the box there.
Okay.
What's in the box?
Dicking up box.
No, he's right there. Richard.
How do you get dick from Richard? You asked
That's
nicely.
Oh, these aren't going to stop.
No, they're not.
I'm going to have to encourage it, aren't I?
Sounds
Yeah.
like my
He
house.
did it on purpose.
That's funny.
Anyway, a couple of things that might be in the box of use, because now at this point you can rifle through with no issues, or pressure for that matter. You managed to find a couple of components that probably generally either relate to the cat or just some circuitry build components. Oh, and look at that, decent toolkit specifically for that. Feel free to keep it if you want. Electronics toolkit.
Oh, yep. Okay.
You gotta fix my cat.
Wait, you still have the
I,
cat?
I'm not saying.
Was it in the box?
Yeah,
No,
we're
he's
both
in
saying
the
the same
office.
thing.
Sparky's in the office, but
Just going in that circle.
I gave him a string,
Oh,
okay?
I'm no Johnny Sins.
This entire thing started with a cat in a box.
Yeah.
Schrodinger is definitely playing with everything. Some general papers that are inside it, beyond what you already kind of rifled through real quickly, let you know generally more about the project, that the combination of two things were done. There was an agreement at some point between the Ministry of War and a Rebum Umbra, which is a company organization that Dominus can fill you in loosely on.
I have to go back to all that stuff.
Don't worry, it's not. It's just your character would be aware of them, not a member of it. They tend to work with a lot of the Academy people. They're some of the first that started doing mass production beyond just standard artisan creation of simple Magtech items. It's part of the reason why electricity is in some buildings today, and they're still part of that contract. It looks like this is actually being used as a large-scale kingdom project, but it's still in development. If this contract is legit, there is no reason at all why your friend at the square didn't know about it. There's absolutely
Algorithm.
absolutely no reason he doesn't know that.
If it's legit. But if it's not legit, that's what to be assumed.
You can take that either way you would like to. Additionally, within there, you do find some paperwork that now you can put a name to a face and a name to your project. You do find out Lucretia was the mathematician on the project. Her consult was critical in some of the development and still is critical. The two women have been working roughly 6 years on this project, and the company itself has been investigating it for almost 12, so double the amount of time. Its practicality is still in the early stages. You need too much of a draw and a place to store a lot of energy to and power in places is really restrictive. It's not like you can run lines all over a city and power everything. They just put a giant box in one place that actually creates its own energy and powers that building. The Academy happens to be one of the powered places, so is the Watchers and the Guild Authority. The three of them and the Primo Bellatorum are the only places in the city that are actually powered in full, which is the military complex. Who's surprised there, right? Again, a couple more things about Regulus Lepus. Apparently he was a contact for the Ministry of War in regards to the project. May know something, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's aware of the project outside of just the, hey, you guys still doing okay kind of guy? Because, military assigns somebody, your experience already knows this. Your experience also knows this. When the military gets involved, they just oversee. They don't usually poke their nose in what they're doing. They just, where's the numbers? Where's the proof? Do you have a product yet? And you do presentations based on that at best. Lamel's experience dealing with military projects has less of a direct route, but because the military has a habit of moonlighting in the Coliseum, it is not unusual for some of the military individuals to try to make a name there and then take in too much drink and have loose lips, so they say stupid things. They also say stupid things when their jaws get knocked in, but it's usually not as coherent. Because of this, Lamel has probably picked up once or twice things not necessarily related to that project, but that there were Regulus Lepus is an Oster, which is the highest standard rank of officer you can get without getting into the ministry administration. And he's actually one of the highest in that rank system. Has a partner, and that partner helps run the actual academy of the military. Up to you as to what kind of relations you would like to have with them. I'm generally imagining it's not positive based on what we've talked about, but and because you've been in and around all over the place, and you've talked to random people in a certain side gig you did, you're aware of black market components that have been bought that came out of Adriana's research, and they've been moving around generally in the city and a couple other out of the city in the last 2 months. Up to you on how much you'd like to divulge as to how you know that, but it was your most recent not venture.
My most recent not venture?
Yeah.
So black market components, Adrian's research, moving in and out of the...
And some of that's inventory in here as well, which is why you'll recognize the paperwork being like, wait a minute, oh, do I know more about this than I thought I did? And that's how this goes. So, there's not much else in the box. A lot of it's paperwork and generally just some connections.
I pocket the tools and the parts so that
So we
I can
fix
use that to
Sparky.
fix Sparky. And looking at all this, I need to speak to Alden again. He should know.
Should we speak
He
to
didn't say anything.
these
He denied.
two
Yes,
first?
obviously.
Okay. I'm waiting for him to.
I just know that they're hearing a lot of things.
Just a quick unrelated question. Do you think in my general supplies I'd have some kind of like small pouch of fine sand or something like that?
So why not?
Okay.
So you pocket.
Pocket sand.
That's the ultimate form of torture.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep that in mind.
It's sand. It's
Um,
little.
Do you have any form of chair in this room?
No.
I'm gonna go sit on a pallet.
I hear you brought friends.
I did. We may have 2 more gladiators here. Just depends on how the night goes.
Everyone is present. Josh was not here last time. Woman of just slightly above average for a human female in height. Well built. Wore braids on the sides of her head that keep her hair back. It is blonde hair, relatively innocuous appearance. But she has a square tunic that she proudly wears that has knotwork around her neck on the tunic. She carries with her various things, but always has a sidearm very similar to Lamel's. And she usually has at least a knife on her at bare minimum. Presently, she has what could substitute for a cricket bat that has some dried maroonish
Raspberry juice. I get
black
you.
looking stuff in one of the corners. So
A few holes in the board.
So this is
Skin gets pinched in it.
Does it have like obsidian in the sides and stuff?
no,
It's not a makuhiro.
no, it's just basically a cricket bat. It's a square plane that kind of slightly tapers in as it comes to the handle, and then a round handle, and that's about all it is.
Bonk.
that's its name. It's written on there. Bonk.
To make a long story short, Adriana is missing. These 2 fuckers are involved.
That's easy to fix. He also has a little bag with her, throws it to you.
The welcome package has arrived, guys. I hope you're gonna enjoy your stay at the Casa de You're Fucked.
Today you're fucked.
Should these pleasant individuals really be here?
I can assist if need be.
I step away from the lizard.
This isn't exactly for the faint of heart. my friend.
Honestly, we're probably about the best amount of help you're gonna get in this room. So
It's not something.
In the room, I can
prefer.
reach you.
I will say that I do not believe I am faint of heart, but I will stay out of it if you think I am not capable.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Wonderful. Oh, I love this dynamic already so much.
Do me a favor, just for my entertainment.
Intimidation? Okay.
Oh,
It's gonna be
if
a
he ever
fat
succeeds on
-1.
an intimidation, I'm gonna be upset.
That is
That's
a
D12.
D12.
You don't roll that.
What was the result?
I would have been a 9 on the D12 in total, but D20, here goes. That is an 8.
Take the D12
Should have
roll.
taken a D12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be so fucking
He should
mad when
probably
you
stay
actually ever succeed one.
Hey, I appreciate the help, but
It is not about this. It is about this. And I pull out the bag of sand.
alright,
Now
is anyone
I'm
else just
curious.
as lost as I am?
Now I'm curious.
have you ever tortured anybody?
Not with sand.
I like him.
Wait, so you have tortured people?
I don't like to talk about it. Not my proudest moment.
I don't know. He was pretty proud of it just there. You hear his voice?
Yeah. Anyone with experience may have used that in the old trading yard. It's basically torture.
Would you like to torture somebody, or would you like to step out for a minute?
I prefer not to watch these things. I think my talents are best suited to trying to piece together what's going on. As I take the box and walk out of the room.
Wait, don't, no, take me with you. He's already shot me.
Yeah, you're about to get
And I
Twice.
keep walking.
So that's when I whisper to Lemel, I say, if you humor me, I can show you that torture is more effective without needless bloodshed.
Oh, I you said anything about blood.
She looks over towards Nina.
Would you like to watch, or would you like to step out and help him figure this out?
I'm just gonna fucking sit here.
Alright, so I'm assuming no objections. I'm going to cast guidance on myself first and foremost. and I'm going to take the bag of sand and walk up to the very wimpy looking one. And I'm going to grab his hand and sort of pour the sand in his hand and rub it around and say, if you do not tell the truth or withhold information, your hand will burn off. And I'd like to roll up to you either deception or intimidation.
I don't know if you're going to burn his hand off, so you tell me by just rolling.
It is a lie. So that's going to be a total of 13, because either is a -1. Deception or intimidation.
You're serious?
It is a ritual.
Ooh, that means long and painful.
He starts to try to run. He didn't get far. Nina just... He's out cold.
Even if he did get to the
I
door,
don't think you guys are doing the
he opens
torture
it up
right.
and runs right into the back of a guy sitting down.
Alright, so the
That
other
is
one
unfortunate.
still conscious.
Yeah, he's just...
So, I know your friend mentioned something about 50 gold earlier. Clearly you have an employer.
5 gold.
Was it only 5 gold?
It was.
You guys got screwed. You're making me feel bad for you. Anyway, you could just tell me who gave you the 5 or 50 gold. And if I think you're lying, I'm going to rip your fingernails off. But if I don't think you're lying, well, I may still rip your fingernails off.
Do your worst.
Okay. And I proceed to begin ripping his fingernails off, but I make sure it's very slow. Nina, do you have salt?
Please make a medicine check.
We got sand.
Guidance.
Oh, thank you, bro. I have medicine.
Just to make
I thought you
sure.
were going to throw the metal die at him for a second
Boom!
there.
Dunk.
Please don't.
That is 23.
Okay. You do it with surgical precision. And,
I think he's done this before.
Yes.
He does this
you really are sick, bastard. You know that?
I have been told once or twice. My family doesn't like me very much, if you can believe.
I don't like you either.
Well, you could like
Are
me
you guys
if you
family?
simply told me your employer. It's very easy.
I don't think you'll kill me. And they will.
See, I've happened to stab people quite a bit, so I know where your arteries are, and I take my trident out, and I set it over his thigh. All I have to do is go down 3 inches, and I'll leave you here to very slowly bleed while I wake up your friend, and he'll tell me
And his hands will burn
while
off.
he watches you bleed.
Hey, and you already got a guide right there. It's exactly 3 inches.
Intimidation, you said?
Yes, please. How'd that go?
That was a natural 1 plus 5, so it's 6.
As I said, you're not gonna kill me.
Jab.
Roll damage for me. I have to keep track in case he dies. If you would like to pull and it has extra dice, you can roll what you will, including your bonus.
Oh, that's right. Guidance works for damage?
No.
Oh, that's right. Pole?
What? Oh no! You.
That's just 7 piercing.
Okay.
Lamel. He is clearly not afraid.
That's fine.
But is he petrified?
You can be brave and stupid, or you can be brave and not stupid. If he chooses to die, well, then he's brave and stupid.
We can try and make him understand.
Or we have another body. He's disposable.
I do not think that is the way.
How's the guy with the bullet wounds, by the way? Just like, ask it that. Is he stable?
Medicine. You'll find out.
Because you
Nobody-
guys are making a very bad assumption right now. 15.
He's not conscious,
I understand that much.
Do you make that apparent?
and he's not dead yet.
So, Lionel? Lionel. Lamel.
Flam.
So, Lionel.
Yeah,
What I'm
for
saying. Thank you. Might want to hold up a little bit. That guy over there, not looking too well.
I walk over and cast Fear
This-
the Dying.
Okay, that's what I was gonna do too. I was gonna do the same thing. It's fine.
How does that look? Because Richard's never seen you do any of your magic.
Okay, so I walk over to the body after he says this. Just kind of. There's a bit of a sigh in Adrit's tone. You can tell that overall on the outside, he doesn't care too much because he doesn't really know these people, and clearly they are enemies. But he also doesn't like unnecessarily death. So he reaches down, places the staff at his side, brings out both his hands, begins to sort of position them over the body, and a warm, glowing light comes out of them. You can sort of see a bit of a jolt in the unconscious man's body for a second. Like, maybe not consciousness, but life.
Can everyone in the room do me a quick perception check?
I'll roll for the rando.
7.
And, for me,
That is a nat 20. So that is 22.
So anybody who got above a 15 sees me wince at that.
You're probably like, oh, so uncivilized the way he cast that magic.
Does he normally do that? Does she normally do that?
This is a ritual.
Um,
as well
I've
for
known
my
these people
people.
for 5 fucking minutes.
Is it normal within the 5 minutes?
yes.
Okay,
Oddly
cool.
enough.
Back to your torture method.
Well, I have
So-
another thing. But what's your
perfect.
idea?
You got
So-
another thing coming.
And I take him aside. So, when I used to be an intern in the Watchers,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've got insider info.
you get it. Not like high info,
It
but
doesn't
like,
matter.
yeah, so I was the torturer's assistant. Not very fun doing that. Also, why I'm not doing that. But the way they did it was they made sure they knew, or they didn't know what punishment was coming. This way, they couldn't prepare their mind for
Ooh,
it.
I
I
should
got it.
surprise him then when I tear
Hold
off
on.
his flesh
Hold
and then
on.
cook it in front of him and eat
I
it.
grab my blindfold and I throw it to Lamel.
Okay, so like,
Keep it.
why?
I get a blindfold thrown at you.
So, how widely known is it that members of Clan Tyr are cannibals?
that's not known in the modern at all.
Oh, okay.
0% known.
Little family secret. We consume the weak. He is weaker than I. Therefore, consume.
Is that a religion
Yeah, yeah, that
Therefore,
is.
Chick-fil-A.
or a history?
Both.
Dealer's choice. Honestly, I would say that's forbidden knowledge to start with. So,
So it's 10. Never mind.
I wouldn't really say forbidden.
Well, it's not forbidden if he just fucking tells you.
well, I mean, I'm saying, like, normally speaking, I wouldn't expect anybody to think
To
that's
like
true.
that, or to appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Generally tasteless.
probably something in quiet circles at best.
Add salt.
Or dinner circles.
If it's tasteless, just add some salt.
Why do you gotta add such basic seasonings? Curry it up.
Just a little salt. Yeah.
Looks like the French.
Chipotle sauce.
French actually know what taste is.
Really?
Yeah, that's English style cooking right there.
Oh,
No, Argentinian.
That too.
Okay, so what information are we trying to get from him? So I got his boss. I figured that part out.
Yeah, that's about it right now. Otherwise, whatever he wants to tell. Okay. But we're kind of shooting from the hip here. We don't know much. Pun totally intended.
Looks at the little kid. Looks at bird shit. Looks at him. Pun intended.
Can I walk over to
Okay. So,
the leg shot dude?
Mhm.
I assume at this point he's conscious now because of Spare the Dying.
Does not make him conscious.
Just
Just
stabilize.
keeps him from dying.
Does anyone know what healing magic?
Until he wakes up. Getting a little harder with the pats if it takes too long.
After a bit. Oh, stop headache.
okay. So
Would you mind telling me
Yeah,
your
I-
bosses?
I help her with that?
Yeah, I know.
17.
All right. Hi, Valitus. Valitus.
See, that wasn't so hard. Thank you.
She got that way faster than me. Maybe she's better at this.
Maybe, I don't know.
The professor seems to be quite a learned individual.
Oh, Professor. That makes sense.
I look to the other one. I like you. I think I'm just gonna blindfold you here for a while.
You will remember to feed him?
You're making a lot of assumptions, man.
I've got
We
a
already talked about.
Oh,
our
I'll remember to
families,
feed
too.
him.
we've got a particular spot where I can tie him up to one of the stone columns out in the area below, where there's a spot that likes to just drip water.
Trainees
Chinese
that
water type chick.
trainees that don't break easy,
Mm-hmm.
or at least don't listen well.
Yeah. Well, he didn't listen well either, so I'm gonna make sure that he is tied up, blindfolded, and he's gonna enjoy that spot for a while.
Now, Lamel, you do understand I can't legitimately put a watcher into the brain.
Oh, he's not a watcher. Did you check his tattoo yet?
Bodily grabs him, pulls down his shirt. No,
Yeah, we got unfinished business.
and that one.
He's clean. I'm gonna knock him out and hang him somewhere.
More of them.
You hear from the hallway. About 5,000 more in the city.
One of them escaped our grasp.
Well,
He used some sort of mutating agent.
one that we were in pursuit of escaped. I know there were more, however. So, possibly 9.
You did hear what the little one said.
Balance is
Keep the blood out of my building.
Are any of you
I don't need any vendettas in this place.
are any of you privy to
I'll take care of this one. She picks up the little dude.
who this Velitus is? I am quite curious.
As she walks out, your friends will take you now.
Very well.
Do I have any
Pick the
idea
box
who
up,
the
walk back
Velitus
in.
is?
History check. You have a chance at it. You do too.
You said history. Right?
21. I'll stick to teaching, yep.
It's one of the more powerful familiars.
Familiars?
Familia.
Familiar.
It's Italian for family.
Yeah.
So, honor.
Do I know, so the tattoo situation, does every family member have a tattoo, or is that not a,
Heraldry is basically they run a pseudo clan system too.
would I know what their tattoo looks like? Does it match the one garden here, or no?
Oh no, that family's big enough. You would have known theirs if you saw it.
Okay, so it wasn't,
Which means he's minor at best.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I won't hide any of the major.
okay,
peoples right
I
now.
just double checking.
Well, I mean, obviously, if Karen has a good chance of doing it, then I'll make you roll.
Alright. Cool.
So, you have an individual who is in shape. It's more acceptable than the little dude that's leaving, but at least he's in a shape and state. You have some information. Do you want to act on it for a little bit, or would you like to do anything different?
Well, I
think-
know we wanted a question for him, right?
I would like to talk to Elder, but what time is it?
Just figuring we could take a break.
Well, also in game.
Oh, probably 4:30.
Damn, I missed
I
my
think-
3 o'clock.
I think it's. I think we should probably get a meal, rest for a bit, make sure that we are prepared,
I know a good bar around the corner.
and perhaps even go speak to Alduin in the morning prior to the presentation.
How long would we know that the fair is going on in the center?
Weekend.
So, well, on a daily basis, is it going to be open until like 6:30? When could we expect staffing there?
So some of the merchants will come out before dawn, especially the food-based ones.
Set up,
There,
grab.
Some of the general merchants that are selling retail goods will probably come out around the same, if not at dawn. Nothing gets going until the sun crests the first mountain, which is like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll do.
But it'll go till dusk and possibly after midnight, which is
I'll
usually
do
the issue.
most definitely be there in the morning, prepping for the presentation. I think it's best to approach him then before 2 minutes. This evening, probably not the best idea.
That gives me
I'll
good
trust
time
your judgment on that. I don't know the type.
That gives me good time to read the borrowed book. I feel like I have earned it.
Return it in the same condition you got it.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Well, beer,
Book.
book, and beer?
This beer is an alcohol.
Yes.
I will try it.
Fantastic beer.
Absolutely
Wine.
not.
Spirit.
Spirits?
You know what? I think I'll go with the
And-
wine.
Alright.
I will definitely have the beer.
I like you. Sustenance. Okay.
So, as we lead into break here, our individuals are going to find themselves in a bar. Who saw that coming? Yeah, I know, right? It's going to happen. There'll be some beers
Whole
around,
campaign,
some
no,
wine,
not a single tavern.
probably some water. I won't be surprised if there's a little bit of acidic water involved. A lemon or lime or something like that. And food. I assume this is going to constitute a long rest. You were going to wait till next morning?
That's
my
my
short one, but sure, I'll take it.
A long rest, I suppose.
Long rest and all of my spell slots back since they're all gone right now.
I would also like to know anything about what I find in the book, if at all.
Okay. Well, with that, we will go ahead and head into break. So we will be right back. All right, and welcome back to Magnus Aevum, Episode 2. Our individuals have found their way into a tavern. You're going to prepare for a long rest, but decided to have a conversation before the night had ended.
I did not.
I have a feeling this conversation is going to go pretty long, but that's only because, it's only like 5 o'clock at best in that time. So, I will leave you to your tavern scene as you will. Enjoy your half chickens, potato, vegetable of choice if you'd like it, or you can have the chef's special, which is a stew.
Stew, please. And I raise a drink to new friends.
Sharing a meal, might as
Clunk,
well.
clunk.
Link.
You said peppermint beer, right?
Schnapps.
Schnapps.
Schnapps is different than beer.
Sorry,
I know you know
lost it
better.
to
Is this the
Yeah.
bar the fucking guard recommended?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
which means he's going to be in here drinking it later.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
going to be best friends. He's going to sit
it's
right
a
here.
little different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go have sex with him.
Yes, Dominus.
I could. It's always an option.
I noticed your. I guess that would be a type of firearm. How many? Yes, you showed it to me once before. How often do you have to reload?
About once every 6 or so shots.
Very inefficient.
10 shots, says God.
Still inefficient. Do you mind?
Well, by all means, sure.
Breaks it.
I take out some of my tools as I dig around my bag, like right at the fucking table in the tavern. All of a sudden, within like 30 seconds, it is completely dismantled, and I am fiddling with it and doing all sorts of
I hope he knows
I
to put that
slide
back
my
together.
food further away from the mess on the table.
and just kind of, doing a bunch of different stuff with it, and then all of a sudden, drink. Put this back here, and you see we take out just a small crystal, and you notice that it is wedged in the chamber, You're probably wondering how you're going to shoot now, because where would the projectiles go?
Stupid. That would happen.
And then I take your projectiles and I go, you won't be needing these. You won't need to reload anymore.
You will have to replace the battery, though.
It's not a battery. It's my infusion. It's a repeating shot. It doesn't have to.
Oh, you're using an infusion to do it. Okay.
Yes.
Thought you were going to build, use the
Nope.
battery build thing.
Nope.
Okay.
Repeating shot. You do not have to reload anymore.
There you go.
Ever.
Well, you saved me a lot of money. And I dropped 15 gold in front of you.
I give that to the server when they come by and say, that should pay for dinner and drinks for the evening. Yes?
Table's yours.
Can I get another bottle?
Well met.
You get a bottle.
Good.
Not only do you get a bottle, there's a small little rope stanchion that kind of keeps your room semi-private.
And then I commence to just sipping at my beer the entire rest of the night. I nurse one.
That was all my money, guys.
You have somebody else going, ziggy zaggy, oi, oi, oi. It's gone.
I just nurse one.
Mama love my peppermint schnapps.
I'm like halfway through my
Peppermint's
bottle
great.
of wine.
Like third glass, guys. Like, come on.
So, let's go over this real quick.
Full glasses or half glasses?
Tomorrow.
What am I, a savage? Full glasses.
So there's only 5 in a bottle.
Yeah, so about halfway through a bottle. I'm not
friend
wrong.
At the Inventors Fair.
I wouldn't call him a friend. He is a
Colleague, acquaintance.
acquaintance, but he is a professional of summer now. And what he is building and attempting to put on as a presentation is something that has never been quite achieved before to this magnitude. But I do not think that he was truthful, based on what you said before, that, well, it was read in the documentation and everything in that box. He really should know what's going on, and he didn't mention anything. It just makes me distrust what he said to begin with.
Well, I never trusted him to begin with, so that makes 2 of us now who don't believe him.
We're not going to resort to torture now, are we, guys?
No,
It would be difficult to torture him. Too many people.
Okay, cool.
I would prefer
It's
not
like, I
to.
think we need another way to do this.
Yeah,
I just asked
extortion
nicely.
or bullets.
Yes.
I do not agree with you, Lamel.
I asked
I second
I
that.
never asked for
very
you to agree.
nicely and got the information we needed in
However,
about 4 fucking
noted.
seconds.
And I
However,
think that's
no.
about all that needs to be done. Professor's method seems to work well.
I could challenge him to a public duel.
I don't think he would accept. It's not his.
Aren't you a renowned fighter?
Yes.
And he is not, correct?
No, he might. I don't know.
No.
I'm not going to speak for the man.
There's no way this could go south quick.
I
I
don't
believe
see.
there are many ways this could go south quick.
Well, it's very simple. I can just.
You
Right.
did not mean the direction.
I can see how you got confused on that. I also thought it was a direction.
Is that not the way to the market square?
It is actually. So you're right and wrong at the same time. It's quite fascinating.
So, like, I like the premise where you're going, but you gotta think behind the premise.
Gwen
It's
has a
still on that for a
massive
little bit.
headache right now.
It's a human turn of
Oh.
phrase.
Oh, okay.
You confuse me yet again.
Food time.
Don't worry.
Ah, yes, my 2 half chickens to make a whole chicken.
You could have just ordered the full one. Did you really want the extra sides?
Yeah.
Okay. And here's that
I
other
wanted
beer
my
you asked for.
2 vegetables.
He eats like a Goliath.
I want to talk to the waitress real quick.
Sure.
So,
waitress.
oh, let me tell ya.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
So, like, you're in here a lot because you're a waitress. Any fun, exciting things in here?
Gets raucous on game day, for sure. Have a battle or two at the Coliseum.
No. So, like, anything you didn't understand.
Lots of things. I tend to ignore the conversations, but most of yours I didn't either.
Fair. Never mind. That's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to get a small little tidbit of it.
Or persuasion, see if we get some input. These guys. Why not?
Natural 2027.
Oh,
Woo!
Wait, somebody else walking by. Wait, did I hear that you were trying to figure out about some weird stuff?
Yeah, man, go for
The
it.
town weirdo shows up.
Well, let me tell you about it in song.
Oh no!
I bring out my little drum.
Oh,
Oh no! A drum.
an aficionado of the same odds. Wonderful. Starts strumming.
I will take up my pan flute and begin playing as well.
Oh, okay.
I get up from the table and walk away.
Starts telling you a story. Not in song, because Andrew's not singing it. It's in song. You all have imaginations. So do you. So, if that's the case, tells you a story. It's an old story. People have heard it before. It's the day the paladins went to war. Many are aware of this story, and how the paladin of war bested many a score. In the long run, there was a few who just could not keep up. And it wasn't until a few more paladins showed up. As bad as this limerick really is, we're going to stop it now. Because it's really good. Driving me nuts, I'm done. Anyway, rhyme. Anyway, so the story basically continues for a little bit. But then I got told a story about a different way things went. It talks about how darkness waged a war of their own. A private war within the clan war. And to this day, that war is still occurring. Though, of course, as news fell, not even 6 months ago now, the Paladin of Darkness was felled in battle. It was a big deal when it happened. The Paladins have been around for hundreds of years at this point. It speaks of a successor and a means to achieve it. And supposedly, Vicar Ernest Vegas is about to become it.
Is it Victor?
I don't like that guy.
Honest Vegas.
Honest Vegas.
Ernest
Ernest
Vegas
Vegas. Vicar Ernest Vegas.
is about to become the new Paladin of Darkness.
That was juicy.
It was! A couple military folks with loose lips after quite a few drinks. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but you did ask for something that was weird. I didn't even know they could make new ones. Since these were strange craft to start with, from every old story I've heard. Maybe it's not so hard to make one. Maybe they're not as powerful as they say. Maybe
I'm
none of us should be
almost
really
killed.
all that scared. Perception checks from everybody. Take advantage, please. Gwen?
I also texted you. You said perception?
Yep. 13.
7.
21.
8 seconds.
17.
Doesn't.
1017.
It's been one second.
God damn it, Josh.
You liar.
Fucker.
What?
I trusted you.
Did anyone get above 15?
Yeah.
Did two? Okay. Josh, no? Okay, I didn't know if you were looking up something for bonuses and whatnot.
I was for them, but they already.
Oh, got it.
said
Okay.
stuff.
So, different source information, same results though. For Ardett's, I'm gonna say that.
Ardet.
Just call him Lizard.
Adroot.
That
Adroot.
too.
Yep.
See,
At red.
I stumble and Jason messes me up every time.
Exactly.
Keep from going. Aldwin.
Man, you
Alvin.
tripped. Keep tripping.
Dartet.
Dartet.
Dartet,
There
okay.
you go. Yep.
Adrit recognizes, as he finishes this story,
Mhm.
there's a bit of very distinct spiritual magic attached to it. It kind of calmed everyone's emotions, essentially. But it wasn't really a big deal because you all were just having a good time.
Alright.
We're pissed to begin with. So
I mean,
it's
yeah,
fine.
it's not going to do a lot. But the reason it matters is the spirits themselves' signature lets you know who taught them. And that's actually a bigger deal. Because it's the Dorn Ritter.
The Wunawana?
Dorn Ritter.
Dorn.
One word.
Yep.
I'm just separating so you can hear
No,
it.
it's his information, not mine.
You actually get to notice what's on the guitar, which
Alright.
actually attaches to that. They're a very ancient order. Have not been around for a long time. Supposedly they still don't exist. They were essentially the honor guard of Adon the Great back in Mainz.
Honor. God.
What was that? You said Do.
Yeah, I-
Do-
I realized that.
D-O-R-N R-I-T-T-E-R.
Yeah, you got
Ritter
it.
is Germanic for knight.
Did you order honor guard of King Adon of Mainz?
Adon.
Adon, okay, sorry.
It kind of matters if you go back to the notes later.
Right, no, I know which king you're talking about. I just said it wrong.
Okay, I'm just making sure because we've been
Yeah.
the two of us over here
It's-
like
it's
just butchering
Dayon.
everything. Yeah, there we go.
No.
King Adolf Hitler. of
Whoa!
Mainz.
that doesn't happen.
Banished! No.
Careful how you raise.
Oh, yeah. It was left hand, not right.
Just saying. The witches kind of took a lot of extra power at one point. They had plenty, but they took power from the Dorn Ritter by stealing their right, W-R-I-G-H-T, and converting it to your convent.
Greed is hurting the economy.
Those switches, when they converted it, kind of is how they know spirit magic.
This is something she knows, right? Yeah.
It's the history of it.
You know nothing.
The point is you both
Except for
recognize
you.
the same thing, just take different conclusions from it.
Mhm.
Good? Yep. Cool. Alright, so, the information has been given. The minstrel takes their cap.
I took a deep bath. That's
I toss something out.
What
You
is
toss my
something?
coin to the Witcher?
Coin, yeah. Toss the coin to
Yeah.
the Witcher.
I gotta give him a go.
Much obliged. Puts back on.
I'll give him a quick prayer since I have 0 money.
That's fine. Strums a little bit. Oh, wait, I would like a beer. And just keeps going.
Alright. That was a very, very long song. It's now like 10 o'clock at night. and
yes, my 2 half chickens, green beans, mashed potatoes were fantastic. Alongside my peppermint schnapps.
Yeah, but did you have to
Sponsor.
mash him at the table?
It was a baked potato.
No, now it's mashed. I ordered mashed, I got baked.
Real quick question, because I saw him at the front of the Coliseum. He keeps walking around the area trying to find someone. Or looking for something.
Who, that guy?
I don't know,
bard?
just standing guard or something.
What, the bar?
Would I know the name of the guard offhand?
Which guard? The guard from the Coliseum?
Yeah, the one who is totally, like, smitten for the big booty blonde elf.
Yeah, the random elf no one knows.
Doga.
Doga, looking for someone?
Well, now that you mention it,
It's just up kind of nice, too.
Oh, you're looking for some fun.
don't tell me you wore it out already.
Yeah, she couldn't get up after, man. I'm sorry. She's still laying in the Coliseum if you want to go find her.
I'm not going back to work.
It ain't worth
I
it.
expect him to go.
It's not worth it. I could spend a few silver over in the Familia's quarter and I'll be fine.
Be my guest.
But let me tell you,
Alright. Can I have 5 silver?
No, you can go fuck yourself.
But you said be my guest. That means you're paying.
No, that was just me being cordial. I'm
Can I at
telling
least
you
get
to
a
go
beer?
get laid, man.
Yep. I don't want to pay for it.
I didn't, so why should you? Go up to the bar, talk to a
The
girl.
Watchers
Fuck.
tend to arrest us for things like that.
I didn't mean that. God.
That's what was implied. What would you like me to do? I'm not doing that. I'm not going in cuffs. Besides, you already took 2 Watchers downstairs. I don't want to find out what happens later.
Sir, perhaps you just go and offer to buy a drink for that young lady at the bar. And be nice. Who knows what will happen?
Compliment her hair.
Do her shoes. She likes that.
They're liars, aren't
Secrets of the universe.
Get close, but don't actually touch
I've never
her.
lied in my life.
I have.
I'm not even inciting that.
I have, but in this, I'm telling you the truth. Honesty. Be yourself.
Picks up one of the spare beers off your table. Takes up a second.
Can I describe the girl bar?
Sure. It's
Holy
not a big
hell.
tittied elf, is it?
No, it's a
Only as
A little
it's a
titty halfling.
tiefling.
A tiefling.
No.
Name starts with P, ends with Persephone.
Yes, it does.
Ah. Shameless plug.
Yeah, that's a guarantee then. I mean, all he's got to do is walk up and
All
say,
he's gonna do is exist.
yeah.
Okay.
A
Hey.
living, breathing
Hey.
male. Alright, cool.
Takes a
They-
look,
they-
looks at the
they
beer.
don't even have to be male.
Takes a look at the beers. Takes a little bit of a drink of
Never
one.
mind.
The left hand is for her.
Last
The left hand is for her.
you,
Keeps
you
going.
and you, one was a chick.
He took 2 of the beers off your table.
I believe in you so much about this. Bardic inspiration for him. I got it. I'm gonna help him win.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna cast guidance on him.
So his introduction will be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he won't know to use Bardic Inspiration. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to walk over there all confident, like, put a beer down. It's louder.
Yeah,
First
fucking
impressions?
half drank a beer with some backwash in it.
That was his beer. The other one he took was the one that was brought out for Dominus, and he's only been nursing the one, and they went to give him a refill. He never took it.
Nope. It's just been sitting there. It's warm, but...
What beer's not at this point?
Yeah.
So, anything else you guys want to do?
Is there anything about the book that I learned? Or
Who you reading the whole time or you're fucking
just
drinking?
occasionally?
Do I hear music?
You will have to invest a bit more time than a few hours to get
Okay.
glean any real insights.
Gotcha.
Chapter 12.
I did not think to try that one.
Skips over 3 to 11.
Hold on.
Nice.
It ends at 11.
All right.
There is no 12.
Long rest time?
Time to rest.
I want to make
Long
it
time.
very clear. I leave and go to my house. Not stay. Boys.
Oh, I wasn't going to allow this harlot to sleep with me.
Yikes.
I actually just get a room here if it's an inn and town.
You can do that.
How much?
It's right next to the Coliseum. It's going to be dirt cheap. Let's say it's 5 copper for a night. 3 silver if you stay in for the work week, which is
I'll
Friday
do-
through Monday.
I'll do that. Just 'cause
That's
I
right.
don't have anywhere.
Nobody does Monday to Fridays at the Coliseum.
I'm gonna
gonna-
go back down to the Coliseum so I can make sure to bug my Chinese water torture friend.
Yeah, I was gonna tail behind. Well, no.
Okay. I mean, all right. And where do you stay?
I go home.
It's fine. I mean, you can't go home, so it's fine with me. All right, so next day, do you all just meet at the square?
Yes.
It's literally right outside my job, so I mean, I stop my office, do a few things.
It is down to
I
the
go to the
south.
market. Because we didn't discuss this.
The market's in the square. I'm
Okay,
proud of
good.
you.
Yeah, there's multiple small squares throughout the city, but there's one big one. You could basically field a Roman legion on it and have room for cavalry and artillery as well.
Okay.
So people are going, there wasn't artillery, you're bad about Romans. I'm talking about the Archer Corps, but that's all right. And I know that's not the right name for it.
but I want to go to the market where Alduin is. That's
where he's at.
It's
Perfect.
the only market.
Yeah, well, it's
the only one that's
Only in the
open
town
right now
square,
and relevant
And
in the town
perfect.
There
square.
was Roman artillery. They just launched horses and catapults.
and eventually.
I think they did English artillery like that, except it was human bodies.
And
The
cows.
French were cows.
Yeah. English would launch cows too.
So
Mission
anyway,
And the pink thing with the pink farm animal with a squiggly tail that we do not name on boats, apparently.
Ah, farmers.
Bum, 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 bum.
I have to come up with insurance for that. It's going to be great. I'll do that later. Be a great guild. We are croppers. Dum 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 dum.
All our rights reserved.
Not the jingle though.
I know we discussed that Alduin was in our plan, so
Yep.
Yeah.
we would make our way back down to the
Yes.
square to harass this man.
Yes. Harassment.
Making our way back to
how's Sparky doing?
Make it away.
Sparky.
See a
Kitty.
battery change?
Kitty's fine.
Can I?
You bringing Kitty
Can
with?
I see if I can do anything to help fix Kitty? I'm here.
You could attempt it if you'd like
I
to.
will.
I got all the parts.
I know. One attempt, please.
Given your skills, I will go ahead and go with Arcana. You're gonna just try and fix it.
19.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Kitty so she can see. Really, be nice.
It won't record anything, but at least
No,
you can
as
see.
long as Kitty can not be fucking blind.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll accept that.
Alright, then I'll
Okay.
remove my string contraption.
Yep, you're good then.
Throw some metal on the floor for her to eat.
It doesn't need to eat, but alright. It just looks at it.
Good enough.
Brings it up to the table.
Put it on the corner of a table. Right there. You're good.
So, town square is busier than it was. I mean, people always pass through the place, but it's a big difference between that and the Faras Market Day. For your sake, it's once a month, the Faras Company, which is one of the big companies in the kingdom. It's basically a conglomerate of smaller merchants, farm hands, and stuff like that. They all come together and essentially create a giant co-op that moves around. Other things will set up shop with them, depending, artisanal goods and things like that too. So, obviously, Alden is set up. He has a woman talking to him as you guys are approaching, and she is attempting fervently to scribble stuff on parchment on one of the tables.
Is it the
Grisha?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it
cool.
the L?
It's that lady.
Yeah.
L. L plus other plus
Sorry. Couldn't help it.
That's fine.
So, as you guys approach, she is not in her professor's.
I'm not either.
I wouldn't expect so. It's the weekend; you don't have to work. She's not in her professor's uniform or anything like that. Instead, she is in worker pants and a simple, like a smith's jumper, if you will.
Crocs.
No. Let's not flutter this up. No, she's in work boots and everything else. She's got a tool belt. She looks like essentially a hand that would help any smith in this case. Besides that, she has a sling pouch for like a scrivener style kit and a scroll pouch, which she is making judicious use of at the moment as you're approaching. Alden, for his case, has got the piece mostly together and is pulling off all the remaining components, putting them aside. He's already moved the crates over, and they've created a false wall all the way around the presentation thing, and a little bit of a stage, if you will, for it. The device is not hovering, but it has 4 platforms, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, that would be normally placed where wagon wheels might be placed. Platform is loosely square, with components that stick out various places, and it looks like it's basically got a boiler on it. Attached to that boiler is those pieces I was talking about that screwed in from last time. They're over the units where the wheels would be. The artillery component is not attached to it at all. Instead, what is attached to it is a winch, crane, and tackle system. And you see a series of like gib rigs that are nearby. And maybe this thing's going to pick stuff up and show how that works. Makes more sense than firing, an ordnance across the main city.
But based on what I saw the other day,
It's
clear that you could replace that the winch setup with the crane setup.
You could with some finagling, and it was definitely designed for it. The turtle shell isn't complete. The chair's there, and the shield piece is there, but that articulating part that goes behind and around the sides, it's not on it.
So is that basically like a cockpit, or?
It is basically a mobile artillery cannon. Like, think about a modern artillery cannon. They have that chair set piece for it. It normally has the arms that reach out and then plow into the ground.
Yep.
When they pick up, they can be pulled like trailers. In this case, it has none of the wheeling mechanisms. It floats, is the intended design, and it will move itself around by hovering.
All right.
The cannon is nowhere near that big.
Welcome to Warhammer 40K.
It's not that, but
Yeah.
I get the message on it.
Yeah, I've got 6 hearts and 2 brains.
But essentially, it would be a mobile artillery platform if the cannon got attached to it. But he's putting some finishing touches on that as you all convene in various timings, but nonetheless, for simplicity's sake.
Baldwin.
Yeah, what the fuck do you want? Oh, wait, you're back.
Yes. Wanted to see if you'd heard any word from Adriana.
No.
Inside check.
Hey, Dominus, did you bring that paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got all the stuff packed in my backpack, man.
Alright, I'm just gonna ruffle through it for the paper.
13.
Doesn't seem to be lying as far as you
That you just
concerned.
Just carrying the chest of fucking evidence constantly.
Not that great at insight.
The woman stops. Did I hear you talking about Adriana?
Yes, she's missing.
Are you the officer in charge for that? I heard she went missing. I found out yesterday.
Private investigator, Lamel Tier at your service.
Roll deception if you're still wearing no shirt.
Me wearing clothes.
That's what I thought.
16.
The Watcher's uniform has definitely gotten lesser.
Undercover.
Uh-huh. And you just
More
announced
like
that.
you.
No, no cover.
You happen to possibly have relevant information on it. Fine with disclosing my identity.
And you are working together then?
Yes.
I am working with them, yes.
Yeah, they came over there yesterday. The one who is interested in the machinery he was looking for Adriana for various purposes. Oh, you're back too.
Hello again.
I don't know who the fuck you two are. Wait, yes I do.
Literally helped you fix your fucking machine yesterday, but whatever.
Hey, stop for a second. Yeah. Wait, you're the last that put on that bolt. Yeah. Run the caboose, you can't tell nothing.
He has been brought on to assist.
Oh, okay.
Another inside guy into the merchant area.
All right, so an expert. It's a really strange liaison, but you did say you were undercover. Don't we work together? Oh. Expert as well? Did you know Adriana?
We work together.
Well, yes, but I mean, there's a lot of us. I only kind of know who you are.
Yeah, no, we work together, and she was missing, so I figured I would look into it.
The reach of the Watchers.
So it does. I noticed they were quite in force yesterday. The team-
I apologize for that. Sometimes they can, my colleagues anyway, they can be so thoughtless in how they proceed.
Fair enough. How can either of us help?
I begin to give a little bit of detail about potential projects based on what we read.
Mm-hmm.
And just touch enough on. I don't, as a player, I don't know enough about that or remember enough about it to do it. But to touch enough on it to see if it sparks recognition by either of them as to what is going on with those kind of projects. And the I can't remember the name. The
Regulus
Regulus, yes. I'm not even rolling for anything
Yeah,
yet.
you're doing stuff, so.
As this lizard claw hand just kind of rests on my armored shoulder for a second.
I mean, it's the most I can contribute. I don't really have much connection in this stuff, so.
Are you familiar with Regulus? You seem to be familiar with the projects he oversees.
A fair amount.
You see Alden. Oh my god.
Alden.
Go over and make sure there's not others around.
Mm-hmm.
He actually walks around the crates.
And looks,
Yeah, like actively takes an effort. While he walks, you see the arm attachment and everything he has on there. A piece pulls out of it enough that suggests it will probably hurt if someone gets hit with it or shot. He comes back. You can talk now, it's fine.
I let him know let them both know what I know as far as Regulus is concerned and the projects. And I ask if, do you think Adriana could have been somehow tied to this? Possibly due to her connections with that.
I suppose I should just be open enough about it. I mean, you are investigating it, and they're trying to find out what relevance. So, Adriana and I were working on specialized research for the ministry, and Alduin was brought in externally through the Umbra company, and his expertise has more to do with the mechanics side of things. Adriana's is kind of like a middle in that she works in energy transference and direct applications.
And yours judging by...
I do the numbers.
Yes.
The three of us worked on a project, albeit in silo to some extent, as certain parts need to be. And Regulus was the overseer for that project. As of right now, to my knowledge, she was on the verge of a breakthrough in regards to a tapping method, which would have given the project quite a bit of oomph, if you will. And she theorized that the energy that would come from it would be enough to take our current limitations, that are very localized, to a much larger scale and be distributed. Alduin's project right now actually is more about testing the energy theory more than it has to do with this platform. The platform is the smokescreen to make it public enough that we can test something in a more open area.
And perhaps get more funding.
Well, that would never directly hurt, but realistically, the direct funding for the build has already been done through the company and the ministry, so it's irrelevant. There should be no extraneous funding required, at least to my knowledge.
So, who already knows about her potential breakthrough outside of the obvious?
Outside of the handful of you, myself, Alduin, definitely Regulus, probably his direct assistant at the academy would, given they have similar meetings with the ministry when needed. The dean of the college.
Could this energy tap be shrunk down to about this size and fitted in right here in the center?
Oh, certainly not. We're not anywhere near that level. I would say that we would need something about a complex at this point, half the size of this square to even make this work.
If I am not mistaken, what I am gathering is that this project, this Adriana person, was either taken by these false guards working under this Velitus fellow, or she is working with them on her own volition. Is this a correct assumption, you would say, Dominus?
You say it out loud, so I assume.
I'm more
Yeah,
so
she
saying
just
it to
heard
you.
false guard.
Yeah.
I'm saying it to you and you alone because
Okay.
I don't want to necessarily say, Velitus out loud, because that was like associated with the whole gang thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't know if it's
I don't
something
wanna-
you
If
want
you
to
say
mention
that,
out loud.
if you say that to me, I Dominus kind of ponders that for a minute, then he looks. He says, "Aldo, Lucretia, his name Velitus. Mean anything to you?"
I don't know anything about it. Alden? They're bastards. Underground, dealing illicit things. But, I don't see how to relate.
Important question. Has Gwen said anything at all about that whole note or message or whatever that she saw?
I put it in the evidence
It was in the box.
Okay, so then we would have
Yeah,
seen it.
no, you
Yeah,
saw it.
it was put in the box.
So we do know that there was. I can't remember exactly from a week ago.
There was a ransom.
There was a ransom, and I think there was some kind of like time that was put there or something.
A little bit, but nothing like now. It was, if you would like to, please pay this, or else it's like ransom.
Okay.
Only it's
But
ransom.
didn't it? Yes, but it did say some information on it as to like either who to pay or where to pay or something like that, right?
Not
No.
really, no.
It just said pay up or else.
Basic? There was a little more to it, but not that.
Yeah.
But the who to pay wasn't on there.
It was. No, did I not write it down?
But,
It was in exchange of $1,000 delivered from Familia, but it's fair to assume now that it's the Velitus Familia.
So,
the
I'll-
thing turned out to be not true with what was on there. So I did say it.
So Alden said that he was like trying to figure out what that had to do with anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is when Adra would speak up and say, "I think it is safe to share this information now. The people we had dealt with on the previous day, they were false watchers. They were going through different information of the academy, such as, I believe, your room.
Is that what the box was about?
And
Thank you for keeping my notes from them.
Take them out of my backpack and hand them to her.
Oh no, she.
Well,
those
she
weren't in
took-
the
she
box.
did take all
Yeah,
of
no,
those?
those were
Okay.
not in the box.
The stuff you have is Adriana's.
Oh, okay.
But you can give it to her if you want to.
After apprehending two of them, unfortunately one got away. We were given the name Velitus by the wimpy looking one. He said that is who he was working for.
Well, that suggests criminal.
Typical.
Sounds like you should be brought to justice.
How does the military have to do with it?
That's what we would like to know.
I don't got shit for kittens.
Oh, speaking of kittens.
That's another turn of phrase. Shit for kids.
Thank you
Kittens,
for
Can
sharing this
anyone
information.
fix my cat?
kittens don't actually
Oh.
eat.
Did you bring Kitty with you?
No, she's in my office.
She can see
I suppose we'll make a stop by your office and fix your little pussy.
He just loves doing that.
Yep.
You made it awkward.
That's
Fuck
the-
you.
That's the goal.
Nah, it's just bone dry. It's
If
not
I had to
working.
suggest, if I had to suggest anything, at that point you might want to talk with Regulus. He might know something more than I do.
Where could we find him?
Well, you always find him.
I do
Primo
not know.
Bellaton, the military academy.
Military school.
Hmm.
You know the way.
You have done a great service. Thank you.
Thank you. If you need anything else, let me know. We're going to be here at least through today, probably tomorrow as well. I'm going to start working with some protection beyond just my.
I would recommend that, yes.
Probably a good idea.
When she puts her hand towards one of the pouches, and then seemingly thinks better of it, hesitates enough, and then just kind of goes around.
She acted.
It's not a banana down there.
And she's not happy to see me.
A most interesting tale is unfolding. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Well, shall we go to the military academy?
Regulus tie. Let's go.
You would know the way, correct, Lamel?
Oh, I know everything.
Inside
I
check.
like your...
Oh, he's full of
Should
shit.
I roll deception?
You probably could beat it. 11.
I mean, only if you really want to. It's up to you what you do about that.
No, you see through my shit.
I say nothing.
Pretty much how it's been going.
Yep.
All right. So to get to the academy, you kind of have to leave town. Kind of. You have to go to the other side of the river, which matters. The entire city is built against a river, and it partially crosses in one area of it, but not the other. There's an area that's got 7 hills, and the academy is built in the valley of those hills. But as you cross the river, there is a stone bridge just wide enough that a cart could go through it, but not a wagon. You can walk 2 abreast, but you would not be able to get much more than that without shoving through. And it's intentional because it makes it defensive. There's mountains on the backside of it, making it very hard to come in and flank the school if needed. And if you come in on the south side, it's an open valley below the hills, so you'd be seen miles away. There are farms out there, and honestly, those would probably get raised in the process of any military moving through them. So it's well poised to be as much a fort as a school, but it is built, well, technically like neither. It's built like a temple. As you walk up, giant marble columns, full post and lintel system surrounds the exterior of this giant square building. As you come across the bridge, you can see that the stonework of the building is carved specifically into large cube stone and laid, and it's all granite, probably ferried down from the mountains themselves. The columns are the carved marble give a contrast to it, but only just. The granite being what it is changes in variation as it goes along the building. Marble being what it is also changes in variation as it goes along, but it is mostly white and gray. The main entrance of it is a little unusual in the fact that it does not have doors. And this is what makes it very temple-like. As you approach, there are 2 separate arches that lead into the building itself, though there are windows along its face. You can see a cobblestone road, much like there is throughout the city, that leads up to the bridge, and on the other side runs the front face of the academy. It does not wrap around it, and it ends the valleys on either side. You can kind of see as you get ready to cross the river a fighting square where people are practicing, and it's a fair size, but it's not extravagant. They probably have more practice on the hills and out in the valley if needed. As you approach the building, you can see soldiers all over the place. All the soldiers, much like the Watchers, wear a base uniform that has simple pauldrons, no extravagance to it, no flourishes of metalwork, clean, simple protective gear that goes down to about their elbows. Then they have simple gloves that their fingers are fully protected, their hand and wrist, but it doesn't go any further, leaving this exposed, but they're wearing long shirts. The military's uniform is very deep azure blue. It's mostly woolen because it gets cold as crap out here. Without the city walls to protect it from the winds, you either have a fire, a makeshift wall, an actual wall, or frozen everythings. In wintertime, it will easily drop into the negative teens, 20s without issue, and snow will collect all over this place. Which is why the roof is ever so slightly pitched to try to help with the snow, but it probably gets really heavy, and stonework hopefully supports it. The rest of the uniforms on these are simple leather belt. It's got a stainless steel clip to it. Every single person is walking around with a sheath with no blade, no mace, no weapon of any kind in it or on them. The sheath is apparently in case they actually do have to arm, and they don't have to waste time getting those. They all would carry essentially small swords, or a short sword from the mechanics purposes. Their boots are nice and polished. Their slacks, much like the Watchers, clean and pressed. The cadets are probably forced to actually launder their own stuff, and if they get it out of order or screw up their bunks or anything else, well, everybody has served in the military for 2 years if you're a citizen of Balsan. So you know what happens intimately. You're the only one that doesn't have to deal with
I
that.
was probably thinking,
Not your problem.
Women not excluded?
Special cases. You're aware of it either way.
Okay. I was double checking. I didn't know if I was in some military I was unaware of.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're Israeli Defense Force. You are.
Men and women serve. There is no difference, and the government does not give a shit. A disability is not an excuse for not to serve. It just means you will probably serve at a desk, and you may not have to do PT as regularly. Past that, everybody serves. You serve your 2 years. You serve from the ages of 16 to 18, and they will come to your house to get you. You're on registries if you're a citizen, which happens to be very important. If you're at this academy, you are actually meant to be an officer. You are probably in your second set of years of your contract, possibly 4, depending on how crazy you are at signing. If you decide to go here, you are working to become a Susis, which is your first ranks in officers. Everybody here does not actually have that rank. They are all just called cadets. 2 people run this place, Regulus Lepis and Ida. Ida, for her part, is a Tessera. Basically, it works as Susis, Tessera, Oster. Each of them have 5 ranks within each one, and it is very regulated. Essentially has 2 ranks, and then a first through third at the bottom of it. You start at 3, you count down, then you go into the upper 2, and you graduate out. Assuming you get promoted that far. The only thing that matters here is that you're looking for someone. So when you first enter the place, you'll have to explain to the cadets your purpose. They will welcome you in enough to bring you into the First Foyer. You'll go through a simple, very inornate stone room that then has an arch. As you're walking through it, you can see the face of Gabor staring right at you. It is front, center, and 30 foot of carved marble, single piece of stone. You do not know how many times they had to carve this, because if a single crack happened, it was replaced. It has columns all around it, which makes it even more temple-like, and there's grayish marking tiles intermittently throughout the place, but otherwise it is blue stone, which is pretty rare. Inside it, you will see 4 ladies that pray towards Gabor. 2 are made out of obsidian, 2 are made out of white marble. Legend has it, and mythology has it, the 2 black obsidian ones represent the witches, the other 2 represent the clans and essentially birthing it. The reason they use women for it is because, again, you count your name through your mother, not your father. So, no, you are not a matriarchal society by rule, but you are a matriarchal society by family. Mom runs the house, and there's probably no exceptions to that unless her mother's still alive. Or in the house. People are getting independent these days. You are left to wait in this room for some time. What do we have this now?
I just sit and wait.
Okay.
Read book. Sure.
I inspect the obsidian.
Get close to it, it is translucent. Strangely, you can see what looks like a small starry sky inside it. Same as if you look out at night. It's in both of them.
And what about the other marble?
They're just marble.
Just marble?
Mhm.
Is there any hall? Is it a closed off room or? Are we...
So you come in, and there's this essentially an atrium style foyer.
Okay.
That's not really. It's very important. You go through the arches, and it's a giant square that surrounds an inner square that is the temple, if you will, aspect of the statue. There are doors off on the left, right, and 2 on each side of the rear. You do not know where they go. There are no plates to mark it. There are columns on the outer side and very well kept plants in between the columns. The lights all in here are electrified. They look like candles, but they are not. They are basically old Edison style candle bulbs.
I assume we're not left alone.
No, there's cadets all over the place, so
Okay.
you're not really alone at all.
Okay. How long have we been waiting?
20 minutes by this point.
I make note just to pay attention to some of the cadets walking by.
Okay.
At some point, I would walk over to Gwen and show her like a section of the book and say something along the lines of, "Did you know this? This is really interesting."
Eventually, a woman does come, and she comes out. Her gears suggest that she's of a higher station. She has a Surus on in addition to the regular uniform, and that Surus has marks of rank on it. You've all served. You know she's a Tessera. She's a Pilus, in case anybody cares, which means she is 4th rank. If I'm remembering correctly. In Tessera, she got one more, and then she can go up. I believe you are all the ones I am supposed to meet. Name is, and I messed up the name earlier, by the way. It's Issa.
Not
Not
Ida.
Ida.
Not Ida. Issa. Reet Aevum.
Can you spell that?
Isa
Mm-hmm.
Rette, and then ALFSTRAHL.
Elfstrong. Lisa Rhett Elfstrong. Yes, we are requesting to see what would his rank be?
Oster.
Oster. We are requesting to see Oster Regulus.
At present, he is at field. I am the highest ranking officer here, and I can assist if needed.
Remind me out of character exactly what we're trying to talk to him
Information about Velatus.
about Velatus, or are we asking about Adriana?
Both.
Well, I'm just trying to remember exactly what
What?
Lucretia and Alduin.
Alvin said he didn't know like jack for shit about Velatus and what that had to do.
Oh,
with
yeah,
it.
but I'm saying-
So that's why we were coming here because he said like
Is that he may know?
He may know
jurisdiction.
about Velatus.
Yeah,
That's what.
military.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
In addition, he did mention, and so did she, that Regulus would be more aware of the project.
Oh, okay.
Because that's who the
yeah,
reporting
that's
person
true.
is.
I do not attempt any disrespect. Pilus is the rank you said?
Pilus.
Pilus.
I'm gonna destroy him with names for this entire
Yes.
campaign.
it was the
But I
chair.
do not know if the information I and my associates here have to discuss is something that would be allowed upon your station. We do know that Regulus knows of that with which we will speak. I just do not know if
The bush is well beaten. I assume you mean that it's privileged.
yes.
All
Or
right.
is the horse that is dead been kicked enough?
Let's go to my office and perhaps we can sort this out where there's not other ears. Cadet Collar, fix your uniform.
I just start looking down like.
Was she yelling at him?
She's yelling at a
Okay.
cadet. Also,
Sorry.
No,
8
no, I
laps
just had-
around the
PTSD.
complex. Go. Make
Right.
sure he does it.
Not you.
Flashbacks?
Yeah.
How old are you looking?
35.
Flashbacks. She walks you through the door to the right. And when you go through, there is a hallway. It goes left. It goes right. There's doors on either end. Halfway down, on the opposing side you came in, So if you're coming in, door, 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 door. These two are double, those are singles. You go this way and go down the door, to the door, and through it. There's a cadet sitting at a writer's desk. Ma'am. Stands up immediately. No questions. Don't worry about it. Aevum, they're here to see Poster Regulus. Please hold any appointments I have for a moment. She goes in the door on the right and leaves the door open. It's a double door. You see an ornate desk, some banners, a shelf, and not a whole lot else, but some room.
Perhaps one of you better describe things. I'm more fit for the technical description of the mechanics of things and projects, not so much the interaction with people.
I don't know, you've been doing great so far.
I beg to differ.
I'm guided.
Oh, he's calling it out.
That's ominous.
Man, I thought my dice were bad. Holy shit.
It's just like whispers.
Feel like I got a hand in a razor blade?
No, I felt like I pricked myself.
Yeah, well,
Yours are for
that's that critical
More-
hit gear.
yours are for more damage, like general. Those ones are for precise, scalpel damage.
I feel like if
Piercing
you
It
threw it,
needs
damage.
to do bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
It needs to piercing.
I feel like if you threw it, it might actually you start rivaling a knife.
Mhm.
No, those are bad.
Okay.
Alright, so from what I'm gathering. So we gotta go in there. We gotta do our best. You're gonna do the best you can.
Okay, Bardic.
You're getting bardic inspiration for the next 10 minutes.
Whatever that roll is, you keep. No, I'm kidding. I don't care.
It was a 3, damn it.
No, you do whatever you want with that die. You don't have to
No,
spend it.
no,
in one.
no. Josh doesn't want to have to clean it afterward. Okay.
I don't know what Josh wants. Have you asked
Okay,
him?
that's true.
Yeah, maybe I like it dirty. I need it dirtier, please.
Well then. I guess while we're here, we might as well be front and center and open about the information that we have come across.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, I don't like wasting time. I'm sure you don't.
Is this door closed or door open?
Oh no, the door's closed.
And it was like, we came in for privacy, so I hope closed.
Closed.
We have been speaking about a suddenly lost professor at the academy over at this wonderful person works at.
The high plate.
Yep. I was looking for the name of it.
It's the high plate.
Yeah, no, I found it as you said it.
And we came across some information, came across some fake watchers, and sort of came across a conspiracy. And we're thinking your superior officer may have some crucial information in this case. And, well, what's the name of the project name?
The project didn't
I don't think we
have
had
a
a
name. It was, but we do know that House of Velveeta.
The
And now he's
cheesiest
doing
house.
it intentionally.
Volatus.
Velitus?
That too.
Lotus.
If it sounds Italian or Latin, it's probably more accurate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stick to German. for
Velveeta's
him.
pretty.
Yeah.
His name's
Pretty
it's
Italian.
Count Velitus, right? Is the person who's involved?
No, we
Is that
just
the name?
no.
Or just
the
Velitus?
family.
Just knew about
No,
his
just know the
familia.
familia
Velitus.
name.
Velitus
Familia.
is a familia, so it's
Okay.
one of them. It's one of the mob families.
The
Yes.
Count is the other campaign.
So much information.
The Velitus familia is involved.
Sucks keeping track of two, that's for sure.
Yeah, all these new names are fucking.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Woo!
Oh no.
Yeah, I would say you get used to it, but
You don't.
I still know what the fuck we're doing.
Mhm.
We have a missing professor. The Velitus familia is involved, and they hired the false watchers. So we wanted to know if your superior officer had any knowledge about the project that this professor was working on, as to why she had been kidnapped. Also, there's a ransom that nobody signed or gave us information on where to go and to repay. So
Evidence?
Yeah.
What is the evidence?
Also, notably missing professor, and if need be, I could provide the false watcher. Also, they belong to the Guerrero. That's right, I wrote something down.
The project is one that Regulus is very familiar with. He, as well as the missing professor, and the others that were involved in the project.
Also,
As far as we
business
were informed, we're the
corporation.
only ones that
Someone.
actually
Some
knew
corporation.
about it. Obviously,
Is that something?
somebody else
Yes,
from
The
the
black
Atlantis or
How
Black
about you?
Market comes.
informed House Atlantis.
Ubris.
Yeah.
The information leaked.
That's what I
That
wrote.
is why we wish to speak to the Regulus.
So as it turns out, I am apprised and definitely have been brought in enough to understand what you're talking about. Regulus could probably give you a little bit more detail, but I'm fairly certain I can provide you with as much as you might need. My bigger concern is the fact that you were talking about the familiars interfering in military business.
Yes.
And
That's a big
that's a way of putting it.
We use big words here.
We like to put it tactfully.
So, in order to avoid what would probably very much be a street war, I'm going to assume that you all are somehow invested enough to be stupid about this, given you've come this far, and I don't see any credentials suggesting you work for any of the government agencies.
My goal is simply to find Adrian.
Again, personal interest in the situation.
Yes.
Upstanding citizen is the way I like it.
That one probably wants to get paid. Given the way you're dressed, I'm assuming you come out of a place where soldiers like to moonlight.
I am the champion of the arena, yes. Lameltier.
Familiar.
Big fucking shit-eating grin.
One of these days, you and I will get in the ring and see how this goes.
I'd like that.
But it will not be
Wings.
in front of a show or a crowd.
My mind's on her.
It won't be today, though.
We'll save it for the ring.
Probably not. I don't like getting wet if I don't have to.
That was a metaphor, but
That
that's fine.
is another turn of phrase.
You have a lot of those.
We don't like to say things outright, despite us saying things outright.
Why do you
We
not?
like to contradict ourselves.
I have
Anyway,
I have enough authority
Idioms don't
to...
translate well, don't worry.
I don't want to call it reading, because that's not exactly accurate. I can't declassify the information for you, because I don't even have the information for you. What I do have is just a general awareness of what is going on, and what you've told me. I provide reports, Minister reviews them, and he's privileged enough to know what is necessary. Do have the authority, on the other hand, to temporarily give you enough authority to sniff around some places. You can't abuse it. You can't flash it to the Watchers, because if you did, they'd ask me questions, and I won't answer them.
Question.
possible deniability.
She's not going to answer
Watchers. No. Watchers versus military. Which ones?
Military are cops. Or, sorry, military cops. Watchers are cops.
Mm-hmm.
The military is military.
It'd still be another organization.
Okay, just in
It's the
terms
difference
of, in
between-
terms of like.
So one reports to the Ministry of Law, which is the Watchers,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Ministry of War handles the military side.
Mhm.
The military will step in and do Watcher work, but they don't do it unless the Ministry of Law requests.
Okay.
And then they basically change their shirts, wear a little less armor, and go do the job.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, Watchers are just military people that decided to keep doing the job,
Okay.
but not in the military. So that's it. Most Watchers are former military that turned
Okay.
cops.
Yeah, just double checking.
Pretty normal. Sadly. Very normal. In essence, I can use the charter that allows us to act as Watchers when needed. I'll give you enough investigation privilege. You become agents on my side of this, and for Yoster. And you don't divulge anything to any of a civil authority unless you're brought with a writ from a judge. Or magisters, I should say. Or Regloff decides to address you, but I doubt they're going to. Mayors. So in that case, I'm going to do that at the bare minimum, and I'm going to assume the individual missing is the project that Lucretia's working on, isn't it?
Yes.
Fuck. I told her it was going to go bad. You're to protect her. She'll be next as a target. And if the familia is involved, good odds, the more public she is, the safer she'll be as long as it's daylight. Night, the more public she is, the easier she'll be to take.
I'm no tactician, but I think this is to our advantage.
Do not
I
use her
agree.
as bait. I will
Not
string
bait.
you on the hips.
Not bait. We should be there to protect her. If they show up, then we protect her.
Exactly.
And if the opportunity arises, as long as she is still safe, we capture one.
You'll hear no complaints from me.
I know you're a professor. I'm assuming you're an engineer. Don't know what the point of view is.
We're getting there.
You're a little odd to be involved, but I have a feeling you stuck your nose in something. I'm a tier
You might wanna.
and a champion.
I was waiting for someone.
Interesting. Is your family aware of what you're doing?
Not at all.
Assume you want to stay that way.
Certainly so, unless we want a bunch of snot-nosed brats making their way over here.
I don't need more oysters up my ass. This is already a pain.
Don't keep this between us.
Fair enough.
My fourth aggressive wink.
Do me a favor. Tell Nina to stick her head somewhere else.
That can be done.
My cadets will show up if they feel like it.
We'll give them a royal.
I'm sure you'll pay them well, too. You better. Not like mending them with the medics just because they decided to be stupid when you found out that you were paid for their stupidity.
Like I like to say, there's a difference between stupidity and bravery.
Yes,
It's hard to walk that line.
cadets tend to be bad at it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're cadets.
Pretty much. What's your next move?
I think we go and take a look at the presentation, since that is where the creature will be. Keep an eye on her, especially as night approaches. Make sure that she finds her way back to wherever her home is safely. Perhaps set guard inside.
I think she should be aware of this.
Well, she has already been hinted at that she should take precautions, and it was clear that she was wanting to do that.
I don't think we can do it. Flat out said.
Then I don't think she would be opposed to us stating that we're going to help.
I never said we shouldn't.
And with the privileges to interfere in the Watcher work, we could be able to view that remaining evidence that was taken by the Watchers. If that's within our jurisdiction.
Give me an address. I'll have it delivered. Don't go and talk to them directly. It'll ask questions I don't want to answer.
I give him the address to my office.
You want evidence taken from the college back at it.
Where else?
I'm okay with it.
Who
I'm just
has-
making sure.
I've seen your home. Not much of an address. If you're saying the office, do you have a home?
I do have a home.
Would you be willing to use your
Yeah,
address?
you use it for a lot of things, so yeah, why not?
Well,
Inside. I don't know if you're lying or not, are you?
Part of my family.
Okay.
Former family.
Okay. I figured I'd be like, she needs to insight that because that had a tinge of like bullshit.
You don't own your house, do you?
You're guys got a lot of questions.
Leave it with the cadet. The information where it needs to go. We will make sure it's protected enough, as in it will be used once and burned. So if you need it again, you'll have to give it again.
Sure.
I don't memorize things. It's not necessary unless it's part of my job.
Tedious.
Why would
That's
you
why I still
memorize other people's information if
That's
it's
why I
not,
still
Yeah,
don't
it's not our
remember your rank.
business. Therefore, why remember?
it's not part of a rank?
No, I said that's why I still don't remember your rank. I remember this.
All right. Keep her safe. If something goes wrong, let me know. And I will let Regulus know what is going on. I have a feeling he's going to have a few things to say about it, and he may make his own way of getting involved. And he'll try to curb that from being very blatant, because he has no idea what sharp means versus blunt. He has a habit of walking in on things and telling things what to do, which is why I clean up most of it.
Got a lot of brass stands.
If I had enough nickel for the nickel, I'd be rich. Unfortunately, it's not the currency of the day. So, I have work to do.
As do we.
She stands up. The cadet will give you a writ of permission from the ministry. It'll be good only in local, and it'll only be good for a week. But at least it'll have the protection from my office, so there's that. She opens the door to her office, which is the very polite way of saying, kind of get the fuck out.
I proceed to get the fuck out.
Ditto.
Oh, better than I thought it did.
Evan,
I thought it was.
give them the materials for a writ. Also, take down the information needed and have something delivered. The Watchers are not going to like it. It's tough. Tom, it's privileged information. They love that. And then she just starts walking down the hallway, leaving you with the cadet for as long as you're willing to just sit there.
When we get our shit out.
Easy enough?
I do want to make a quick 10-minute stop. Get my birdie and send birdie to go look after Lucretius.
You have a cat in the
Lucretia?
Lucretia, whatever the fuck her name is.
Lucretia.
Hey, you got that one!
Yeah, you know why?
I said it a bunch of times.
That and Spartacus.
Oh, yeah, it'll do it.
But yeah, so Birdie's gonna go watch
Mashana.
her.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a bird and a cat. Cat wasn't initially mine, bird was.
So if you're gonna get the kitty, I can try to fix it.
You go to the office briefly, work on cat. I assume you're just fixing the cat.
I'll head straight to the fair and provide security detail.
If we manage to fix Kitty, is there any way we can get visual on the kidnapping video?
Who's at the office?
And I went with to help fix the kitty cat.
The other three went to the square.
No idea.
Okay. Go ahead and use your tools to make a fixing action. Because that's all nice.
I don't know if I'm able to help at all in any way with anything.
You want to give aid, you can, and then you can roll with advantage.
I would love
Oh,
to do that.
good, because that was a 3 on the die the first time.
I thought you had advantage from the tools.
No, I don't get advantage from the tools. I just,
Oh, it's provision.
and that's a 2 on the die on the advantage.
I can't fix my
So we
goddamn
got-
So that's a
cat.
total of 8. That was the best.
I'm gonna go for probably not able to fix my cat then.
No.
Not yet. Maybe later. This is difficult.
Someday
What is
soon.
that video?
Yeah, that would be good. The Dice God said no, though.
They do that sometimes. Alright, so you make it to the square. You spend hours. The platform performs about as well as you saw the first time. It's not really special. The part that's special about it is that it stays in the air for a whole 10 minutes. It does not have the capacity to stay in the air any longer than that. Meaning, as a project's concerned, it clearly wouldn't work for military applications.
But it's a start.
It is probably one of the more successful flights that's happened. Almost every other flight has ended in...
And like 3 seconds after they started.
Assuming they even took off and they just blow something through the top of whatever they had.
I actually did want to ask Eldon a question.
Sure.
So, seeing the thing float a little bit, obviously Adger's a little out of his element talking about technology, but that is, I think, a good summary of Adger. He's not dumb, he's just very not educated about the world around him. And he asks specifically 2 questions. What, again, was powering this this flight, like what the fuel was, and does it have any kind of byproduct, any kind of waste?
Well, simple enough. The crystal matrix that is inside of it basically gets direct power from the dynamo and vibrates. That frequency produces a secondary response by the materials that are surrounding it.
So
which
piezoelectric effects.
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
And that produces enough connectivity to be directed into a manifold situation where a small fuel is combusted. However, the byproduct of this is just mostly water.
I was perhaps thinking there was a way to take the byproduct and cycle it back in for further energy, but I am no expert in this field.
After he lands it and everything. Well, if you take a look at it, come over here. And he goes and opens up some of the pieces for it. And he starts explaining how the crystal is functioning. That the crystal for itself is about yay big. And it's basically a series of discs that have been sliced and then placed. And there's more quartz holding them together. It's like it was grown intentionally in this form. So whatever vessel it was grown in forced it to have this shape. When this essentially goes, it essentially goes back and forth, and electrical current gets created between the coils, if you will. The dynamo that starts spinning because of this reaction is magnetic. It pulls it around, and as it pulls it around, then it starts arcing into the sphere that's around it that has harsh angles. Those angles then absorb it and direct it downward into a lens. It has a fuel system that's on it, and that fuel system is completely liquid-based. It's injected in, and it burns out in minutes. The reason the byproduct is nothing but water because it atomizes itself.
Alright. This is a very interesting process.
It is a very bad version of fission. Very bad version. Magic versions. Yay!
Magic version.
But it is creating a fission reaction, essentially.
I cannot see this happening anytime soon, but I would love to take you back to my pack one day, and you could work together. Create something new, perhaps?
Possibly.
It is not my mind that does these things, but there are other thinkers within my pack. Closer in line to either of you.
Interesting. So you're saying there are more of you that might actually be interested in the mechanics?
Perhaps.
I never considered it. Please make a Arcana check for me as you're doing this. Arcana. Learned it. That's an 18. The device is still cooling down, but it still has enough energy inside it to kind of see the system as it's going. And the fuel system is what's going to bother you.
Oh.
The byproduct, the reason it's so clean, is because it's destroying spirits as they pass through the manifold.
Well,
Adjit sees this and just kind of offhandedly says, like a mutter, like, on second thought, perhaps bringing you back to my pack is not the best idea.
However, they're not sure why it's drawing them in. The magic makes sense. The spirit shouldn't be attracted to this thing.
Spirit vacuum.
Spirit Busters! Ta-da-da-da-da.
My proton pack, wait, that has to produce something first. My Luigi vacuum cleaner. On the other hand, fill up the bag, toss them in. Yep.
So would I have, like, roll an insight maybe to see why they're drawn in, or
See what?
why the spirits are drawn in?
You could.
Okay. Can I guidance myself?
Yes, but actually, instead of insight, do investigation for me.
Investigation.
How are we playing?
That is
I have a thing that's going to happen that's going to start.
No, you're good. I'm just curious.
23.
23? Okay.
I mean, you too, but I'm excited.
The reaction as it's being created is creating enough of a frequency that resonates with certain spirits. And they're going to get drawn to it, and they're going to self-manifest.
Okay.
It is not intentionally destroying them. It's actually making it a better reaction, but it's probably not the intended effect.
So, if I were a different character, I would probably say, tweak the frequency so you can get more spirits in there. But because I'm not, I'd probably be all like, that would make it more effective, but that would kill more spirits, so I'm not going to say that.
You should tell them to tweak it in the opposite way.
Yeah, let's see. I was thinking that. I just don't know how much of an asshole I want to be.
Well, how does this make your character feel? Is he upset over it?
He's upset
Definitely
over it,
curious.
but it's like, I feel like it's also not exactly his business, you know?
Like he'd be removed from it?
Well, it's like, so if I somehow sabotaged his invention by saying, have you considered tweaking the frequency? I don't know why that would work, but I'll try it. And the thing fucking blows up, then it's like, I totally did it good, guys.
Or it works. Or you could tell him about the spirits if he doesn't already know it.
See, that's the thing, is we don't really talk about those.
Oh, we don't talk about it for now. I got you.
Exactly. Alright, y'all, I'll go ahead. I say,
Secrets. I'm going to tell you.
well, no,
Do
not
I
those
have any
secrets.
idea what the spirit shit is, or is that just all him? That's not a normal thing that I'm aware of.
So, what you're aware of is that there's two forms of magic that can be used. You can use your own personal will and reserves and shape it, and it affects the general elements of the world. Or you can convey your thoughts and your connections with spirits, and they'll do it for you. The two different approaches to the same results. The one result destroys sentience sometimes, but it also can create it. The willed version, it does it by accident all the time. One way or another, both forms of magic affect the spirit world. It's just whether or not it's obvious.
So, Adjet approaches him once more with a new idea and says, I am unsure how this will affect your machine, but it's a thought. It produces a sort of frequency. Perhaps if you could put some sort of dampener to lower the frequency, a different effect might be achieved.
And it certainly better fall the fuck out of the sky.
And you have not tried it yet?
I mean, a few.
Say again?
A few. It broke.
Oh, okay. Well, it was certainly a thought. I thank you for your time.
So day crawls on. You guys probably
I'd like to mingle around the market.
probably get bored just standing here and you take turns going around.
Oh, I'm in the office. I got eyes in the sky though, so.
If I may, spend as much time as necessary to attempt to try to find out how the fuck this cat works so I can fix it.
I will let you go ahead and make an investigation for me.
You're not there.
Oh, I
I
forgot.
would like to help since I am here.
You can aid it. That's fine.
Have AIDS.
Have AIDS.
One aid for you.
Alright.
You know, it's spelled the same.
23 on investigation.
The hours invested time, you eventually come up with a base schematic that you could figure out how the cat was made.
Okay.
It's not a complex process. It would probably take weeks to make one yourself.
Yeah.
But fixing this one, you'd probably do it by tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
it-
Fix my cat.
It will take some time, but I could get this accomplished by tomorrow.
Perfect.
He's not gonna
Unfortunately, we do need to be guarded.
Yeah, I got eyes on it.
Well, as the sun sets and the market closes, Lucretia helps put stuff away. Some of you may help, some of you probably don't. It depends.
I'm nice enough.
I would like to think that Richard has made multiple acquaintances throughout the day.
Yay.
You know, a friend in the crowd, if you will. And I'd also like to think that you should make a perception check.
Oh, perfect. I think I shall. I know
The bird.
Verb had a perception check. 11.
Okay.
Bad.
It's not
It
great.
ain't completely horrible.
It's not good.
He's high up in the sky, alright guys? It's hard to
So-
see far down.
Eventually, she has to head home. She starts to head home.
Well, in that case,
I tail.
I gotta stop working the cat. We gotta go.
I assume everyone at some point. I can't really make that without downloading it first. Did it cut off?
No, it's fine.
Eventually, you make it to back in the area that she lives. She goes around a corner, another, and each time,
Wait, does she know we're following her?
yes,
Okay,
yeah, we
good.
told her.
every time she goes around a corner, you have to stay enough of a distance to
To not make
be
it super obvious, yeah.
Unless you want to make it obvious.
Oh, we're gonna be best friends on this route home.
Oh, so okay, so you're with her then.
Yes.
I'm loud and proud, so I would also.
Oh, well, I thought you were going with your plan of just leaving her and see what happens. My bad.
No, the party didn't like that, so
Already.
I knew better.
Okay,
Well, shouldn't she? Nah, we're good.
I am not
so
supposed.
she's talking a lot with Richard all the way.
I'm
Check
walking
it out.
about 10 feet behind.
Yeah.
At this point,
I'm
Richard
all
has
set.
gotten a week's worth of lessons in the last 4 hours, and it's been
Teachers.
sporadic.
Teachers.
She talks about some of her hobbies.
You now know math good.
Oh, good.
She loves sports, and she does gamble on them. Because, you know, running the numbers is something she's good at.
It's not gambling if the math says so.
Yeah, you always bet on me.
You have a skill, and you know what the skill is value is.
I
She
can't
gets
believe this
home.
for sure.
And as she gets home, it doesn't take much to make the marks that you can see tailing. You've stayed away. They're definitely bruiser types. And you can tell that there's enough of a caution that they keep their distance.
I was like 75 feet back, by the way.
That's fine.
Just roll
You want to walk up behind one of them and just be like, what's up, man?
Not yet. We'll see.
I suggest you tell us all your plans. Oh, wait.
Hey, you
They
thought about this? Eldritch Blast.
clearly clock everybody.
Hmm?
They clearly clock everybody. And then vanish. They make themselves scarce. The bird sees them going various directions.
Can I get a good look at them and see any distinct markings or anything to tell who they are with?
If you'd like to roll stealth to get close enough, that's fine with me. Okay, so then
7.
they avoid you getting near them, given they had plenty of time to mark.
What
them.
about the bird?
I would say the bird's distance to stay flying is not going
Alright, fair
to buzz them
Yeah.
enough to know.
Yep.
Plus, it's not going to exactly pull their clothing around and stuff.
No,
where the markings
it's
would
like,
be.
fair enough. You're good.
The following morning is a different story. Who stayed there?
You stayed with
Nope.
Lucretia?
At home?
I stayed in her like living room or wherever that
That's fine.
is.
Were we
You got
supposed
other
to?
shit to do,
It
bro.
could.
Fucking went home.
I guess sleepover.
Okay, so Gwen goes home. You come back in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys wait. Eventually she comes downstairs. And that's when you hear BOOM! Outside, an inferno wraps around one of the buildings on the opposite side.
That one's not me, guys.
And that's where we're going to end.
I knew it.
I would like to blame Jen for any
I
explosion
just said
happening.
it wasn't me.
All I know is Dominus
Yep,
is
that's
smart
you.
enough, he'd go, that's a distraction.
Alrighty, so that's going to wrap up episode 2 of Magnus Aevum. Join us in a couple of weeks, right?
Yep.
So we're going to be away for Jason heading to Dragon Con and a few other things that are going on. We will be back. We will make sure to let everybody know through our standard channels, be they through Twitch, right?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord.
OnlyFans.
Yes.
Ooh.
Which is just Zach's feet.
Okay. You should join OnlyPans and start cooking on it.
Yes.
Is that an actual site?
I mean, it might as well.
It could be. Might as well.
I know
They
there
started
is.
cooking on OnlyFans.
But anyway, yes, check out all the social medias. And if you haven't gone to our Discord, go ahead and do so. In fact, I will put that. I know we have the little link thing in the Twitch chat. So I will go ahead and on the video, when we post the video of this episode, which will be in approximately a week, the Discord will be on that. The video from last week will be coming up probably late tonight, and I'll post the Discord on that too, the comments. But check that out. That's another way you can find out when our next session is going to be. But we'll post on all those social medias for you guys so you know.
Sounds awesome. Alrighty, so next time we pick up at, whenever we pick up.
Insert time here.
Insert time here.
Approximately 2 weeks.
For episode 3, Relatus attacks.
Boom.
Yeah.
So, select outro.
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So here we go. So thank you once again, everybody. We hope you had a great time, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.